Yo, 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 what's up? Good morning, good morning. How we doing today? Second, good morning, good morning. How we doing today? Doing some chill grinding. How's my day? It's good, it's good. I worked out this morning. I just ate breakfast, so I streamed for a bit. I got some stuff to do later on today though, so probably head out around reset time. But after during the reset time, if you did your weekly bosses, we're getting our money today. So that's gonna be pretty big, guys. Morning, good morning. Yep. I think today I do want to talk a bit about some of the items, like the enhancement price for things, right? So I reviewed a lot of the enhancement costs for everything, and I think like right now, if, for the majority of players, I think that um like going Von Leon is like really good for how much money you spend, and like what kind of item you're getting too. Because I was looking through like the Cygnus items, right? And I was like, oh, maybe this is cheap enough, but I feel like those items are still kind of expensive to enhance, and they only really like make a very big difference if you can push it past 20 stars, right? And I don't really think that you should push those items past 20 stars regardless. So, I think that Von Leon is still like a really good set. If you look at some of the people that run Lotus and Damien parties, they get their Von Leon to like 18 stars, but everything is super juiced and stuff like that. So everything's legendary, perfect pots and all that stuff. And they're able to duo Lotus and Damien. I think Von Leon is still a really good set for how much money you put in, right? Because in right now, if you get like Absolab or CRA, like it costs so much to enhance. It costs maybe like for the weapon, it's not even like a debate on if it's worth it or not for the majority of players. You should pretty much only go for Von Leon or whatever else. A lot of people are still in Von Leon. Yeah, I think like Von Leon is a very good like it's a very like let's just say fifth job comes out. You know what I mean? Like, I think that you could still rock the Von Leon gear and still able to clear a lot of the content in the game, because they're gonna release more ways to get more damage as well. And like, unless your Von Leon is, 20 stars and it's like not like it doesn't have to be insanely perfect pots, but as long as it's like in a really good potentials and everything like that, like you're still able to use it all throughout like fifth job, like it's just like you have to do it in a party type of thing. But I don't even necessarily think that's like a bad thing, because like at least it's affordable to even be able to do like do any of the content in the game. Yoked on a budget, what will give me more damage? Pop my weapon, secondary emblem, or should I get my full gear like ring, amulets, etc.? I mean, you need both, but the more important thing is for sure the secondary and the emblem, because even if you have like all the items and all that stuff, like they don't really do that much for you unless they're potential. But what I would do is you could pot your weapon secondary and emblem. Like you don't have to make it that it's perfect, just make it that it's like usable. So, if it's something like, for example, like on the secondary, right, it's unique or whatever. Um if it's unique, um, and like one line or two line, then that's like perfectly fine. It doesn't have to be legendary, you know what I mean? Or you can even make it that it's epic. It's like, you want to work on your gear all slowly, but then like, prioritize the ones that give you more damage when you get the funds to be able to upgrade it. Because there are some people that still don't have Neophyte Ring, because they're very expensive to buy, but they have legendary like secondary and emblem. Review my gear X Shadow X. All right. Also, guys, we should be. I know I keep saying this, but we're getting an update next week. But like the update, I think for the content is not gonna come out until the week after. Unfortunately, I think next week we're getting the Fission and Fusion update. But I mean, we gotta see, right? But they teased at it on their Twitter. I'll show you guys in a bit later. But let's do this gear review for this man's first. X Shadow X, dude, we're level 211, bro. 5k stat. You know, you have pretty good inner abilities, like probably better than me for sure. The thing is, only thing about the chance to skip cooldown is if we get the 2-minute changes in fit job, then it's not really as good and you want to roll off of it. But the attack 18 is fine, and also the 8% abnormal is really good too. So you know you already have like pretty good inner abilities. But let's take a look at, you know, some of your pots. Mm, okay. So, do you have like a budget in mind, or like what are you trying to do right now? Like, what is your goal in the game? You know, because right now where you're at, it's like it's pretty hard to make upgrades with your items. So you have to like buy like new items. You know, so if you can answer that, then I can get you like a better idea what to do next. Because it takes a lot of money to pot, so I have to choose one or the other. Hmm. Well, I do think that it's a much better idea, like, you know, just in terms of raw damage to do the weapon secondary and emblem. I was watching your videos and you said besides potting weapon secondary emblem to aim for whatever is currently cheaper to pot like accessories. Yeah, so that means like you usually you want to focus on the stuff that's cheapest to enhance first, like your potentials, because they give you the most value, right? It's cheapest and has higher probability of tearing up because you can spend more money. So that's what I mean by that. And usually they're accessories because they're easier to hit like 2 to 3 line on because of how the like what kind of lines you can get. So that, you know, that's not like the worst idea, but in terms of like how much damage you get more damage from. I mean, if I were to do anything, it would for sure be the emblem and the secondary. The weapon you can not have to invest that much into. You have 30 mil budget, okay. With 30 mil, it's not too much you can do in terms of like upgrades, but what I would consider doing is trying to figure out like what kind of build you want to go, right? So you want to go like Von Leon. I think Von Leon is honestly like a really good build right now. So, you know, getting Von Leon on like the shoes, the cape, and the gloves is not the worst idea because right now you're missing a lot of like items that can go up to 17 stars. And that's where you're gonna get a lot of damage, right? So that's one thing you can consider doing. It is gonna cost more, like a pretty decent amount of money to, you know, enhance everything and for them to be really be like, you know, really good. But you know, that's something that you can work on. The other thing is, you know, getting all your pots that, you know, like look like this, you know, they're like just 3% like luck. Try to get it to like epic or unique, like basically like this, right? Like you can push everything up more to like unique two line. That's a good place to be in. But your biggest gain right now is probably pushing these two to legendary. I mean, this is something that you have to do eventually. I don't know how much the estimate cost. Okay, actually, I think that right now the secondary it costs around 50k to do one black cube. So, you know, the average, of course, you know, you have to get lucky in a sense that you're average, and it'll cost around 5 mil to get this to legendary. And when this is legendary, you can try to find like 2 to 3 line usable, and it'll be better. Because right now missing a lot of IED. You know, you need another line of IED. So, pushing the secondary is not a bad idea. But other than that, you know, you just gotta push everything up higher. Look to maybe replace some of the other items. Should I change pants, shirt, and hat CRA first for IED? I mean, if you buy these CRAs for IED, right? You could do that. Just know that, like, okay, for example, like your hat and your overall, it has like some luck on it, right? So even if you get like, you know, the like the CRA set, it's probably not better because it's not potential at all. But yes, you do get like, you know, a little bit of IED from it. It's just, you know, for you to work on those items, it's just gonna cost a lot of money. So you just have to keep that in mind. But, you know, I think that if you're looking for IED, you should realistically just do your secondary because this is something that you're going to keep forever anyways. And you want to work on this towards three line, like even 9 and 6. It's 9 and 9 right now, which is, you know, not the worst potential, but, you know, getting an additional line on this at legendary is a lot more value than what it is at right now. Also, right now you have not too much boss damage, right? You don't have any lines of boss damage at all. So you won't be really be doing any damage to bosses. You really want boss damage. Because boss damage is really hard to get in this game. So there's a lot of more value in it than having the percent attack. But the percent attack is good for farming. But if you're already one-shotting, you don't really need the percent attack as much. Like, percent attack is good, but it's a lot better on the bonus potential. I was watching your advice and try to cube my secondary B pot up to unique, but ended up hitting 6x. Should I still continue cubing? I mean, you could settle on that for now, but just know that, you know, as I said before, like for example, this guy, you know, his pot is 9% and 9%, right? Like this is something you can settle on for now, but that you do have to eventually upgrade it on later on, right? Because the value of the secondary, the weapon and the emblem is when you're able to hit 3 line usable, right? So that there's a lot of value in that. Like just for example, getting an additional line on the secondary or the weapon or whatever, it's, you know, it could be upwards to 10 FD, which is a lot more stats than most of your other gear is gonna give you. So yeah, I would work on the secondary and then push everything that you have that is like, you know, um that is rare up to epic, and then I would consider maybe swap out some of the stuff, like for example, like I would consider swapping out some of your gear for like things that are able to get to 17 star, because right now like you maybe want to swap out the pendant for a dominator. Before I wouldn't really tell someone to do this because the dominator was so expensive, but now the dominator is only like 2 point something mil, and it's way more affordable, and they'll give you a ton of damage if you're able to get it to 17 star. And yes, this is something that you want to work on like towards over a long period of time, you know. But yeah, other than that, like, you know, you just gotta keep pushing everything up. Like in terms of CRA, it's like, you know, you could use the set, you could buy it, you can use it as plain. Like if let's say for example, right, you just replace all of these with CRA and Fafnir, it might be like okay because, you know, you get a lot of stats from it, but you know you lose out on all the potentials, which why it might be a little difficult. Yeah, no problem. All right, we'll do the next man, the deep. Bro, this is a fucking crazy IGN. Morning, guys. Good morning. You know, this is a pretty good IGN for Buccaneer. Let's see. Okay, we got 80 ID, 16% boss. This is a fine. Oh, okay. We don't have too much. Wait, how do you have 80 IED? Oh, okay. Okay, so we do have a lot of IED right now. Actually, you could keep the potential on this. And you can keep this as well. Okay, so the first thing that we can do for just like, you know, easy gains is you can get this to 10 through 11 stars. It shouldn't cost too much and it does give you some attack. But I think right now, since you don't have too much going on, you got to consider like what build I want to go, right? So right now, like after reviewing everything once again, I think like the majority of people should try to get Von Leon if possible. I think like before, Von Leon was more expensive to not only enhance, but also to just get the equipment itself, right? But now I think it's at a point where, I think most people should try to go Von Leon because it's way more future proof than going Necro. And your other option is Cygnus, but I don't even know if Cygnus is really that good because you're spending like way too much, in my opinion, to get like a very suboptimal like equipment. Like if you're gonna spend money, I would rather spend it on something else. But I would consider going Von Leon. That's the first thing. You already have the helmet, which is good. And that means like if you're gonna go Von Leon, I would stop pushing this at all and then try to consider the Von Leon set. That's the first thing I would do. And then obviously you want to get the emblem. The sub weapon is fine, and depending on what you want to go get all your accessories like neophyte or boss accessory. It's really your call. But I think like right now, just looking at the enhancement cost for a lot of the items, like I would try to go for the boss accessory if possible. But some of the items are, way more affordable than they were at the beginning of the game. But Neophyte is still completely fine if you want to go it. Just know that it's not as good because you don't get flames and you don't get a boss set. Do black cubes give you a higher chance of hitting best percentage, or is there any advantage of doing black instead of red if already legendary? Yeah, you can hit prime lines easier on the second line, I believe. So let's say for example, like my weapon, right? The first two lines on my weapon, here, I'll show you. The first two lines on my weapon, it's 40 and 40, right? That means that the top two lines are prime lines, and it's easier to hit both of those lines if you're using black cubes. So you should only really use black cubes. Either one, you want to keep your current potential on your weapon or whatever, or your whatever item you're potting, or two, you're trying to go for prime lines. But I mean, I don't think we're really at the state of the game where we should be trying to go for double prime for the majority of players. Like it's probably better like if you're looking for anything like on your accessories or whatever. Like for example, my ring and my belt and my pendant, I just bought all of them double prime because like the odds of me doing it myself are just way more expensive than if I were to just purchase it. All right, let's do a gear review for frozen jelly. And no problem, no problem. I mean, right now I think that the game is way more affordable for the lower tier items because a lot of people that were willing to spend money, right? Um, they're more willing to spend money. The people that are willing to spend money, they're spending it on the CRAs and the Absols, right? All the Von Leon stuff and all the other stuff is actually not as expensive as it was before. And the people that are probably enhancing Von Leon is probably people that are either one free to play or people that are just not spending as much money. So I think like it's like a really good set to go now. Like even just pushing the gloves, the cape, and the shoes more, it's not even a bad idea. Let's see. Archmage IL magic attack. Okay, okay. I mean, I think that you want to probably roll this off. I don't know what um you know the specific line that your class wants to go for, but I know for sure you want buff duration. And you don't have buff duration on any of the mages. It feels pretty miserable to play. So, you feel like you're weak is probably because your buff duration is low and you're not attacking in infinity. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I believe that Ice Lightning Mage, you want attack speed +1 and then buff duration on the other line. Yeah, so there's that. But let's take a look at your other stuff. Wait, let's take a look at IED 63%. Oh, I think oh, okay, yeah. So the first thing I would do, just based off of your IED, is I would try to push this to legendary. As I said before, The average cube for black cube for the secondary is like what 50K right now. So on average, this is if you're average. Not saying that you will be average, but you are average. It will be 100 cubes, right? So that's gonna cost about 5 mil to get this to legendary. Yeah, this is probably your biggest gain. It's doing the legendary line on this, and then get something like uh you probably need 2 lines of IED. So, if you get 2 lines of IED, even if you get 1 line of IED with some boss or whatever, like that's good enough to keep for now. But doing your secondary is definitely your biggest gain to legendary. But let's take a look at your other stuff. Mm, I mean, your gear is good enough. The next thing I would consider to start pushing though is you probably want to start pushing some of your items to unique. So yeah, so basically everything you want that is epic, you want to consider start pushing them to unique and get them to like 2 line unique. So it would be something like 9 and 6%. So then you would get like 15% of in total, right? That's one thing you can consider doing. And then for sure you want to do the gloves if you want to you okay, the thing is I think actually even if you go CRA, pushing the gloves is completely fine. So I would do the gloves too, because the reason why you do the gloves is because you can get decent sharp eyes. So definitely try to do that. Yeah. So I'll do the gloves, and then after you hit everything to around like 16s. Sorry, you hit everything to unique 2 line, then you want to start probably pushing everything to a 16 star, and that's gonna cost a lot of money, but it gives you a ton of damage. Yeah. And then, after that, it's considering, pushing the weapon as well. Yeah. But I mean, you're in a good spot. I mean, getting the rings is expensive, but you could pick up an iffier ring. That'd be good too. I see. Yeah, my ping ping is 12 int, 9 int. Oh, wait, you should just go for the fake 3 line, KB. It shouldn't be that expensive. But if you want to see the estimated cost of something, you should just use the cubing calculator just so you can see the estimated cost. Yeah. Let's see. Can you check mine's God Swan? All right. Sure. You can't find an FP guide. I mean, I don't really know too much about fire poison, but I mean, I'll see what your gear like what you're lacking on. Okay, so as I said this before, the lines that you probably want to go on every single mage for the inner ability is going to be buff duration, because the majority of your damage output is coming from when you use your infinity skill. So if you don't have any buff duration at all, you just don't do as much damage. And also just in general, FP is a very difficult class to play compared to a lot of other classes. And I don't think especially you're a new player, you're gonna feel like this class is not really that good when it's actually pretty good. It's just hard to play. But let's just take a look at your items. Oh, okay, this is pretty good. Yeah, 9%, 30%. That's good enough. Okay, so I think as of before, do we want to stay at necro gear? Because if we're staying at necro gear, just know that you're limited. Before I would tell people like, oh, necro gear is decent, but now it's at a point where I think you should just go Von Leon if you can. So the first thing I would do is maybe think about switching over to Von Leon. The other thing I would do is obviously if you can get the emblem, that's like your biggest gain, but it's very expensive. But yeah, the emblem is super worth it. And then uh consider getting some of your like other items, right? Like either go neophyte if we're on a budget build. So just go like the earring should be cheap, the belt should be cheap to do. Like those items, they don't cost too much to get, and it'll give you additional stats. You don't even have to enhance them to legendary or anything like that. Keeping them at epic is fine, completely fine too. So, if I were you, I would just think about either if you want to stick with this, it's completely fine. But try to pick up everything else, and then secondary is good. I mean, right now it's just you just need more items, and if you want to stay with the necro, just gotta enhance everything, right? All right, let's see. WDSL? Is that your idea? We're Night Lord, 175, 30 attack. I believe you want to swap to boss damage. So, takes time, but yeah. You can keep this for now, but just know that you definitely want to probably change that out. You hit 9 all stat, 12 in, and all stat 6. That's like Fugazi. That's good though. Yeah, that gives you a lot of gains actually. Let's see. 966. You probably want to push this to something better, but we'll take a look. Okay. Then we got okay. I mean, our pots are actually pretty good right now on everything. I'm assuming everything is 3%, right? So this is good. We have a very good like starting build. But if you're wondering what I would do next, is I would personally start pushing the secondary and mostly the secondary, right? Because you do have two line usable. You do have two line usable, but your two line usable isn't good because you want at least attack IED or boss. The luck doesn't really do much for you. So, what I would do is I would upgrade this to unique and then get two line usable. Get like boss, attack, or IED. And then the B pot on this is also really not that good. Just use the I mean, I would just personally use the green cubes if you have the money to, but if you don't have the money, just use the occult cubes, get it to 3% attack. They'll give you some value. But in terms of this, now, this is not the best pot because even though you have 6 and 6, like 6 damage and 6 luck, you ideally want some IED on the emblem because the emblem can't roll any boss at all. So, IED on the emblem is the most value in terms of like the pots you can hit on it. So, I would probably also work on this as well and try to get like 9% attack or 6% attack with one line of IED. I mean, ideally you want to get this to legendary eventually, but it just costs money. So just work on this one slowly, but get this one up for sure. In terms of everything else, like your pots are completely fine right now. If you want to start pushing some stuff, you can start pushing it to epic 6%, and then um yeah, I would just push it to epic 6%. Get these two to have a better pot, and if you're gonna stay Von Leon, then also push the weapon as well. This one costs a little bit more, but yeah, I mean it's just something you gotta do eventually, anyways, right? And I think the Von Leon is actually really good right now, so I would consider doing that. And then you can get the rest of your items, and it's fine too. Yeah, once you make some upgrades, you can come back and I can help you some more. But yeah, let's see. Do I need to upgrade a Fafnir now? Did I do? Oh, actually, I'll look at your gear first. Wheel Weaver. Fuck. What am I spelling wrong? Viveil. Shadower. I'm assuming we're working on the this, so don't gotta talk about that. Man, gear is good, right? So you're asking, do you need to upgrade to Fafnir now? Okay, this is what I would do. Okay. Right now, I think CRA is very expensive to enhance. So, if you're going to go into it spending a lot of money, then yeah, go ahead and do it. Just know you're gonna have to spend like a lot of money to make it like really decent, like the pot and the stuff, like all the stuff for the CRA is very, very expensive. It is better, but just know that it's gonna cost you a lot of money. Like you don't have to do I mean the thing is your pots are pretty good on your Von Leon as it is already. So, you got to make that decision for yourself. If you want to upgrade, just know that it's going to cost a lot of money. It might I don't think it's better as because your pots on your weapon and your overall on your hat are actually pretty good. So, if you wanted to make any gains, it's pushing everything up to 16, 17 star, right? Cuz your pots on all your stuff are very good. You just need more Star Force. Like this is very good. This is very good, and the weapon is very good. Right now, if you want to get any more damage, it's just pushing all the Star Force up to 17 star. Right now, you have like too much 13, 10 stars, but when you get your stuff to 17 star, you're really gonna feel that damage difference. Like you have so much gains to make in terms of Star Force. It's your Dom pendant, BBM, the earrings, the belt, and then just do the rest of your Von Leon. Like you don't have to do the bottom and the hat anymore, but do the rest of your gear. So I would do that, and then I will consider like thinking about switching to CRA because even if you do switch to CRA, right, you still have to enhance it, and then you might not even be stronger when you can spend money instead on stuff that is probably more likely to stay in your inventory. Because even right now, if you switch to Absolab, right, it's so expensive to enhance. Like you're gonna be in a spot where it's like you just can't use it very well. So, pushing these to 17 star is probably way more worth it. But, if you want to do anything, do the accessories first. The earrings, the BBM, the pendant, and then the belt. And then all your pots are pretty good, like they're all in a really good spot. You don't need to do too much to them right now. Like, yeah, if you want to min max, then you can get this to 3 line usable. But yeah, I mean your stuff is good. Let's see. I was thinking maybe I should switch from Necro to Unchained. I would not do that. I would rather go Necro than do Unchained. The only time I would stick with Unchained is if you just needed to train with, because other than that, like the Necro is like not even that much more, like not even that much worse. And you're gonna spend in money. Like I would just spend money in the Von Leon, honestly. But if you need it to like train, then you can buy the train. Just know that it's like suboptimal. I've rolled a lot of black cubes on Emblem. Was wondering, I lose like 20k damage, but I get 30 IED. It's better. Yeah, usually whenever you do any of like the potentials on the emblem, you usually want some IED. If you don't have like at least 85% IED, you pretty much always want some IED. At least in what the game is right now. Like you want at least 3 lines between the weapon secondary and the emblem. Like just like how this guy has it. He has 2 lines IED here. He has 1 line IED here. So he has 3 lines. This is like perfect. This it's usually what people go for is 3 line IED total. Okay. Yeah, if you have Luis Crane, if you have your character's IGN, then I can help you, but you gotta write it in here. But I'll help the next man's out. What date is this game released? It released about a month ago, so it's been out for about a month now. But I'm gonna help out this person first. Damn, everyone playing Shadowrun, huh? Yeah, no problem, no problem. Okay, we got no IED at all. All right, so your biggest gain for sure is getting the the secondary, right? Oh, I think I might have missed you, Frank. I'll do you next. Um, so for you, the biggest gain is the secondary because you get the most value out of it. Out of everything of your equipment, it's for sure the secondary. Get the secondary to unique, just like your weapon. Your weapon is good. You don't really have to touch this, but a lot of your pots, they kind of don't do anything. So try to get them to a spot where it's like this basically, like 6%, 3% on all the pots because your some of your pots are just like junk, like 12 you want to get percentage usually on the the pots on these. So get all your gear to like 3%. Get this for sure. Okay, the priority is for sure getting the secondary and then get it to unique. I mean, that's like the easiest thing you can do right now. Once you do that, then I can help you out some more. But what you should be doing. All right, I'll do Frank and then I'll do Luis next. Euro. I bet you're like kind of struggling on Hero, huh? Okay, we got the attack speed +1. This is a very, very, very good. Yo, what's up, King? How we doing today? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Okay, Frank, the first thing that we gotta do is we gotta get that secondary, you know? I think on Hero 2 is very, very cheap, like extremely, extremely cheap to buy on Hero. So I would for sure do that. And then some of the other easy gains we can make is getting this to 3% attack instead of 3% strength. The strength isn't really that good. So get that done. Um, get all of your pots like this basically. Like this is a pretty good pot. Like what is this? But you want to get something like this, like 3% strength on all the pots that you don't have them done on. And then get the rest of your equipment. Like you're missing the I mean, honestly, what I would do is I would consider like switching off of the Kum weapon and getting the Von Leon weapon, and then also the hat as well. So just swap out all your equipment for Von Leon. Um, but for sure do the secondary and the emblem, and then you guys gotta get the rest of your equipment first. I'm doing good, King. I'm doing good. It's pretty chill day for me today. I got some stuff to do later on today, but the stream before then. Let's see. Okay, let's do Luis Vinco. Well, I need to swap. I mean, just get the secondary first. Get the secondary first. Like that's the most important thing. If you want to swap the weapon to Von Leon weapon. That's like the main suggestion that you have right now. But once you get those upgrades and then just upgrade them to unique, and then I can help you out after. Yeah, swap the weapon and then the secondary. Get the secondary. All right. 201 bishop. Okay. We need to get some IED because we only have 50 IED, but we do got all of our CRAs done. Oh, they're just plain, right? Okay. It's completely fine. This is completely fine. I think right now we're just deciding on what to upgrade, right? Because we're kind of don't know what to do. So for sure you want to do the secondary. Right now we have like no IED at all. So get this to unique, or if you can get it to legendary. It shouldn't cost that much to get it to unique, but this is probably the most important thing to do. It's just as it is right now, it's really just not usable. Like it's really not that good. And on the B pot, try to get it to epic and get it to like 6% magic attack. So yeah, just upgrade the sub weapon. It's not in a good spot right now. But other than that, it's pushing everything that you have for all of your accessories, right? You don't even have to worry about pushing the CRAs at all right now. just do all of your accessories first to like 6%. Um, yeah, and then get the emblem if you can. The emblem is probably your biggest gain in terms of like what item you can get. It's probably the best one, right? Even if you get a silver one, I would recommend just getting a gold one because it's basically the same price, but it just costs more to enhance. But yeah, it's just doing the secondary, push everything up to epic, and get the emblem, and then 6% of stat for everything else. And when you're done with that, you can come back and I can help you out some more. Obviously, if you can get the Ifia ring, that would help out a lot. But that just costs some money. All right, let's move on. Jet cool clean. Oh, yep, no problem. Okay, we got Corsair. 15 boss, fine. No IED at all. Okay, we got the full Von Leon set, which is good. This is a good place to be in. But what I would do first is for sure try to pick up that secondary weapon. The secondary right now, it's probably your biggest damage gain just in terms of like what you can potential. But whatever else that you have, right? Like let's say for example the Von the Von Leon stuff. Um you want to get it to 3% of like your stat. So right here is pretty much useless in terms of potential because it only gives you +6 dex. So just get all your stuff to 3% dex, like everything. And then the weapon, just pot this to have 6% attack. You want to push this eventually to unique, but you don't have the funds and just keep it at 6% attack. You can just use occult cubes. And then, your accessories and all that stuff, you want to decide on that. Like, do you want to go boss or neophyte? I feel like you should just go boss because it's way more future proof, but it does cost more to enhance. But that's just my opinion, you know? And then, if you can pick up the emblem, but the biggest gain for sure is getting the secondary and then just get everything else to, to like 6% or whatever, or 3%, I mean. What type of weapon I use in hero? One-handed. I believe you always want to use two-handed on hero. So just get the two-handed one. I think heroes use axe too. So like the axe is pretty cheap. The yeah, I'll do the next person. Devin. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, two-handed axe. I believe that's the best one for hero. I believe it's like 5 or something FD or 10. I don't know. It's pretty big actually. Shadower 181. Also, we don't have shields. No, we don't have shields. I don't think so. That's actually why I was looking at a lot of shadower secondaries, and there was some with like really good B pots, like 1299 on the B pot. I was thinking about picking one up, but I'm scared that they might power creep it, so I just didn't buy it. I mean, the finding the potentials on the Von Leon shouldn't be that expensive. Just use the occult cubes. You don't have to use the black cubes. Just use the occult cubes, and they should be really cheap. So I think that it that's just my opinion. Yeah, that's exactly why I don't want to buy the secondary potential. So I'm just holding off on if they do release that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like that too. That's why. Let's see. Okay, let's do this guy's gear review. We have how much to spend? 5 to 10 mil. Okay. All right. We got to get this pot off. The the main pot on it is you want to get ID boss. I mean, this is usable for now. It's probably like it might be like a 2 line, but this is something you want to eventually work to get off. I mean, if you could push to 3 line, that's better. But just know this is something you gotta work on. But for the B pot on this, try to get 3% attack. It's better. I mean, you can get it to epic, that's even better, and just get 6% attack. Okay. Okay. Same as for the weapon. If you have this at unique already, I would just try to roll to something like boss ID or attack. The luck doesn't really do much for you on these pots. So just roll off of those. And I think that's what we got to do first. And the same thing with the B pot, get like 3% attack, and then you want to push this to epic, then push it to 6% attack. And then just for the rest of your gear, try to get them all like to like this 3% luck, like for everything. Right now, like some of your pots, they're not really that good. The thing is, like, like 3% doesn't sound like that much, but when it's done on all of your equipment, it adds up. So, it's not just getting one item really good, it's doing everything all at once, like slowly. So that's something that we gotta do first, and then, decide on what accessories that we want to pick up. You want to do neophyte or we want to do boss accessories? I mean, for me, I've been telling people to do the boss accessory if they can afford it because it's more future proof and the cost to enhance is not as bad as it was when the game first started. So, doing the boss accessory is not like you're not like totally like gapped in terms of enhancement cost as much as it was before. But yes, of course, the neophyte is going to be way cheaper to do. It's just gonna, not be as good as you do the boss set. And you can try to get that emblem. Of course, it's very, very, very good to get it. But if you can't get it, then work towards on getting it because it's probably, it's honestly the most important item to get that is like kind of expensive. It's 2 attack plus 6 bonus potential good in I mean, are you talking about like two like I don't really know what that looks like. Are you talking about flat attack? It's not good. You want like percent attack. Yeah, I'll do the next man. Oh shit. Okay, we got bishop. This is probably the biggest red flag right now. 3861. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we have a lot of gains we can make. So right now, a lot of our pots aren't really correct. Like you can keep the B pot on this for now, but for the main pot on this, you want to try to get like some IED. So just get one IED, one boss, or boss ID. Just anything combination with IED because we have no IED right now. It's probably the most important thing you want to start bossing. But your other gain is redoing the pot on this. 18% in isn't really that good when you compare it to the other lines you can hit. Like if you hit something like boss and IED on this, then it's already better. So roll off the pot on this. The B pot on this also just try to get 3% magic attack. That's completely fine to do as well. Your gear is so confusing. How do you have like all this stuff and then this is like a double prime? This is not potted at all, huh? Okay. Yeah, so we just gotta get pots on all the stuff that don't have pots. Your your pots on the Von Leon stuff is completely fine. Like you can just keep these as it is right now. Um, but let's see the belt. Can I get this belt done a little bit more? And then get the rest of your items. I mean, the emblem is probably your other biggest gain. You can get the emblem, get the emblem. If you want to focus on getting anything else, I'll get the emblem first. That's probably the most important thing. So just to wrap everything up, just fix the pot on the secondary and the weapon, and then get the emblem. That's what I would do. Is there a calculator so we can simulate our damage after getting an upgrade? It's not very like there's nothing that can 100% show you like the before and after, but there is a way to kind of calculate it, but it's like not very intuitive to work. But you can go on this website, MapleN.gg. This is how I've been kind of determining like how much damage I get from whatever. You go to the stat equivalent calculator, and then you can calculate like how much damage you get from one stat or whatever. So it's a very good tool to use, but it's not going to give you like a really like good before and after type of thing. That type of stuff is very hard to like build, but you can use something like this to kind of give you an idea of how much damage you'll get from like certain stats, you know. Oh, you appreciate my video? Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that, man. We're almost at 1K subs too. So once we hit that 1K, we're gonna do a you mushroom giveaway. So stay tuned for that. Exactly, guys. Let's see. I think. Okay. I think that that covers the all the people that need the guru for now. Yes, went kind of crazy today. Yeah, but we're almost at 1K, guys. We're gonna do a you mushroom giveaway. I will tell you guys when I do that stream, so no one misses out on it. But I also got to figure out like how to even like randomly like pick someone to do to win that thing anyways. I mean, you mushroom is like what, $60 right now? That's not bad, right? It's the one I got from the pioneer test. So you guys get one of the ones that I got. Also, I think this is the other thing I want to talk about today. I know that last week or sorry, last stream I said that the event ends this weekend, but it doesn't. I was mistaken. I read the old notice. It actually ends next month. So if anyone watched my stream last week or sorry, the last stream, it I was wrong on that one. All right, so this is the other thing I want to show you guys. It's not really anything too crazy, but they tweeted this yesterday night or so. But they're basically teasing at something, right? And it's pretty much guaranteed to be the fission and fusion system. I'll try to see if I can find them replying right here. So you're referring to the fusion and fission system, right? They replied like this. So I think next week we're gonna get this update. I thought that next week we're gonna get our content update, with the new classes and everything like that. But we're gonna get this whole new system that it's one of the core mechanics in the game. So I'm expecting this to do some crazy stuff to the price of NXPC. So just watch out for that. But I mean, this might be something that's really interesting with the game. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but just watch out for that next week, guys. How to set up hyperstats for full damage? I mean, if you want to know your best, most optimal hyperstats, go over to the same website, MapleN.gg. I'll post it in the chat right now too. Do you want to head over to this website right here? And then go to Hyperstat Optimizer, and then you just put in all your information. Thanks for the review, Mr. Yoke. I don't want to touch the pot on secondary because I spent around 800 Qs to try out. I mean, that's just really unlucky. You got really extremely unlucky. The thing is, you will get unlucky when you try to progress in this game. It's just you have to do it eventually. Of course, it feels horrible, but I mean, like just know that that's not like the norm. You should be getting average over a long period of time. So just keep that in mind. Like I have gotten screwed by RNG before too. What's different with axe and sword? I don't 100% know. The way that it's calculated might be a little bit different, but I think that I'm pretty sure the axe is better for hero. But just if you want to know how to do your most optimal hyperstats, just use this website. It's kind of annoying to fill out, but once you fill it out, you'll know like what's like the best thing for you. I don't usually use this, but since like damage is so important at this stage of the game, like you want to get every single piece of damage you can get optimized if you are trying to at least push like a lot of the bosses, right? There should be a skill in the hero skill tree that tells you. Yeah, I think that there's a skill inside of the thing that tells you like how much FD you get or whatever, like mastery or something like that. But I'm pretty sure that heroes benefit from the two-handed axe more. But I mean, if you pick up like a Kaiserian, it's probably like you can just use that instead of a two-handed axe. But that's like very niche and specific use case for a small handful of players. You know what I've been doing recently, guys? I've been filling out my NFT collection some more. I think right now they are hinting that they are going to buff it or whatever. Uh, so I don't know if they're going to buff it, but they're doing something to it, right? So I think that if you haven't filled out any of it at all and you have some money that you're thinking about spending, then it's probably not the worst idea. But I've been slowly filling it out some more. 53 right now. I'm gonna try to hit 65. Criterion hero out damages everything. I mean, if you have good pots on it and everything, it probably does an insane amount of damage. I don't know if I'll damage everything in the game. Right now, Corsair is just extremely broken. So I think it's just very hard to out damage like that class because it's the way that the skills are calculated, it's very like it's just extremely unbalanced. But we should be getting class balancing soon. I mean, what classes even really need a balance? I think it's just nerfing Corsair's damage, and then it doesn't have to be nerfed by like an insane amount. It just has to be like bringing it down to the level of all the other classes. Like they shouldn't just completely gut that class. It should just be toned down to the point where they're not able to do like 50 through 70% more final damage. But some other classes I think might need some buffs, or some of the warriors. I think the warriors might need a little bit of a buff. Um, like especially like hero and dark knight. I don't really feel like those classes are too crazy. Um, but I mean I could be completely wrong. Like they do like decent damage or whatever. But just from the kit alone, like they're kind of underwhelming. Like when you compare like hero to paladin, right? Paladin just gets so much more. Just paladin might do a little bit less damage. But Paladin has like pretty much they have good survivability. They can be invincible. They have a bind. It's just like a way better class. So I feel like the other two warriors just need a little bit of love. I haven't really. I don't know anyone that plays Dark Knight. That class seems like it struggles a little bit. But they get better with fit job and all that stuff. But I think that just in general, like Dark Knight, they need a cooldown hat. And have you seen the prices of the hat? Potential is so expensive for the CRA. It's like 600 for the blacks and 500 for the green, like the legendary B pods. Like I don't think that it's gonna be affordable anytime soon. But I mean, I guess cooldown hat's not that important right now. But it's something that if you're playing a Dark Knight or any cooldown classes, it's something that you gotta also think about. Yeah, Dark Knight not only needs CD Hab, also buff duration. Dude, yeah, exactly. Like needing all those resources right now is just like I don't know. It's just too much. So that's why I don't really recommend people play that class. Like I think a lot of people like to play Dark Knight. Um, it's because they're like they're stuck in the old days when Dark Knight was one of those really OP classes. But the way that class plays is not very like similar in my opinion to how it was back in the day. Like now it's like I don't know. I just think that class needs a little bit of help right now. But some other class I think that probably needs a little help is Bowmaster. I think that class also might need a little bit of buffs. Right now it seems a bit underwhelming. I could be no, I mean I'm pretty sure that class needs some buffs because the 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 number one dojo guy, I mean like he's not able to do some of the bosses alone, and I think that it could just be that the class might struggle in some areas, you know. And then Night Lord probably needs a little bit of something as well. I think right now the biggest issue I think that class might have is that I think for a lot of people that play that class in the early game, it feels really bad to play because they are so squishy. I don't know why they are so squishy compared to every other class. Um, so I think just making it so that they take a little bit less damage to like mobs in general could make that class feel a little bit better to play, at least in the early game. I think marksman is stepped on low key. I think marksman is actually pretty good as well. They're definitely the better archer for sure. Cause then they like I think that their solo bossing is just a lot better. And you know, they do everything that Bowmaster can do. They just have a little bit of an easier time doing it. And they also have like extra heroes well as well. That's just is pretty good. I think they I mean, I don't know about their damage, but I think the damage is pretty good as well. I mean, I'm just excited to see like more classes come out. We need more classes. That's what we need right now. I don't know if anyone plays like assassin, but um like what are the best stars in the game right now? Because right now I'm thinking of potentially swapping over to Nightwalker. It's not a guaranteed thing that I'm going to do, but you know, initially when I was making a like this account or this character in general, it was because I was preparing it for when Nightwalker came out, I would switch over. But you know, I like playing Shadowrun, and I probably play Shadowrun way better. I'm not gonna lie than Nightwalker, but it's just the fact that Nightwalker you have like a better burst inside a fit job, and I think I want a class that has pretty good burst. So I need to try to figure out like what are the good items to get. Like I don't know what the best stars are or anything like that. I don't know. I usually just buy like Ilbies or something. Max, you want to play Cannon Master? Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even think I've like ever played that class outside of just training it. But I know they got like some pretty good buffs inside of GMS that made them like pretty decent. I mean, that class looks kind of cool to play though. I think that it'd be a good idea for them to release like Cannon Master Dual Blade just to shake up the and Pathfinder just to shake up the Explorer meta a little bit more. I don't know if they would actually I don't know if they would actually release Cannon Master or Dual Blade or Pathfinder first. I feel like those classes maybe Cannon Master might come out, but I don't know if they would release like Pathfinder because like I don't know if that class would work well with just Fort Job alone. I could be wrong though. It'll be your Infinite Throwing Stars. Okay, I gotta watch out for that when the reset happens. I don't think I saw any in the store. Animation is one of the few classes you never really played. Oh yeah, I think it's just the fact that it was like kind of underpowered for like the longest time. So a lot of people just didn't play that class, but then they buffed it. And now it's in a way better spot. Now Walkers have the same weapon with Shadow. No, they don't. They use a claw. So I would also have to get a new weapon as well. I think right now my plan is when Nightwalker releases, I'm going to just train it up as much as possible. Like I'm probably gonna train it up to level 210 or 215. I'm probably gonna stop training this character. And I'm just gonna focus on training the Nightwalker. But I'm still gonna use this character as a boss because like right now there's like pretty much no reason for me to farm except to make money, right? Because like it doesn't really matter if I get levels because I already do the most amount of damage I can to Lotus and Damien. And the next boss that's going to come out anyways is probably going to be Lucid. And that means that that boss is going to be level 230, you know, and that is going to come out with Arcane River and all these other maps that makes it easier to level in anyways. So I just think that there's not going to be a very good reason for me to train this character anyway. So I'm probably just going to train the Nightwalker, and if you know I do decide to swap over when Fit Shop comes out, that's at least it's going to be right there and ready to go. But yeah, the annoying part is I do have to fucking get a new weapon. Like it's so annoying. Yo, can you tell us a little bit more about the fusion-y thing? Like, what should we prepare for and what does it do? I mean, I don't 100% know like how it's exactly gonna work or how you can really prepare for it. But what I do know is that like essentially what it is basically you can either burn NFTs for NXPC or you can use NXPC to create more items, right? So so I just think that right now, with how the game is, we do have kind of an abundance of items. And if we are going to burn items for NFT, or sorry, we're going to burn NFTs for NXPC, then we're going to have more NXPC in circulation, if that makes sense. So, you know, more NXPC in circulation will probably be, would probably mean that the price of it goes down, but I could be completely wrong. That's just what I'm assuming. And it's coming out next week, so like you know, once I figure out this whole system and everything, and then I'll probably do like a video about it if it's like something that's worth doing a video about, but it probably will be. Let's see. What are the best sickness level for Link? I mean, you gotta do all of them. They just do the same. They all do the same thing, you know. It's just you just like I'll show you an example. So you can see like, for example, right here, the warrior one. You know, it's 3 characters that gets it to level 6, right? All the sickness one does is, you know, you have 5 characters, or is it 4? Well, it's like 5 to 4, and it just stacks all the way to like 8 or 10 or something like that. So, and then you know they all do the same thing. It's nothing like really unique about each one. It could be disadvantageous if you level too high because you won't be able to go past Vanishing Journey unless they give us free arcane symbols. Yeah, but don't they have a lot of monsters inside of those training area? Like let's say you go to Arcane River, right? There's a lot of monsters that are like level like 215-ish or something like that. So I could still train at Arcane River. I'm pretty sure that's how it worked because I remember back then when I was playing MapleStory like on GMS, I was like, why are all the monsters in this area like level 215 and I'm level 200 and they're like just way stronger than me. But it's because they made all these I think it's because they release one area at a time, so they have to compensate for like the higher level people to be able to train at. That's what I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But I won't even level up too high to a point where that would probably happen. I'm probably just gonna be 215, and I think that maybe it might be a problem if you're like 225 or something. But I mean, how the fuck could you? I mean, I guess there are people. I I don't know if hmm, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I will get to like 225 anytime soon. Blaze Wizard, Dawnware, Thunderbreaker, Winter Turn. Oh, okay, yeah. So there's 5 of them, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of classes I have to eventually train, right? And we know when Cygnus Knights, I mean, I'm pretty sure Cygnus Knights are the first ones to come out, right? Like, what other classes would even come out first? It doesn't really make to me. It doesn't make sense if something else came out first. But I would like Cygnus Knights to come out first. I think it's probably Cygnus Knight and then Resistance, right? If we get Resistance, honestly, the only class I really care about in Resistance, not really to play as, but the one thing I want is Wall Hunter because with wall hunter, we get wall hunter buff. That's an extra 10% attack for everyone. That's like the first like, well, besides bishop and some of the other buffs that we get, wall hunter buff is like so much damage for you, and that will allow us to do bosses easier. Well, it depends on the version of the game they released back, because back in the day, people needed a carry for the Arcane River dailies and quests because the Arcane Forest requirements were so high. Damn, was it really like that? Oh, and the highest mob should be the Tranquil Air Dogs at 210, I believe. Really? Oh shit. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Well, I hope that they don't make it that you. That is a good point. I'll have to look into that later, but that is not really that good if they did that. I mean, you can still train there, but it's definitely not as nice. But I'm hoping that they just release like all of the arcane areas like very fast. Like I don't know why they wouldn't release at least Choo Choo Island, Release Choo Choo, and then I think that would solve a lot of the issues. I think that they should do everything like at a reasonable pace, not just make everything like very slow like like it is right now. I mean, as it is right now, like we haven't gotten one single content update. At first, I thought we were gonna get our content update next week, but I looked at the fucking check-in attendance thing. So at the end of this check-in thing, it should be our reset, our weekly reset, and then we have a whole nother week of this, right? So I think that when this whole event goes away, then we can finally get our fucking content update. I think that they initially wanted to release, all the content updates earlier on, but then they have to deal with all the hacking issues, right? Like dealing with the bots and stuff. I think that what they did was the right thing, focus on the bots before giving us all the updates, because, with all the updates and stuff like that, it is going to come with, more exploits and bugs. So being able to at least make it so that bots are, not they have a more difficult time doing like hacks and shit like that. I think it was definitely the right call, but it does give us like a big content drought. Yeah, I hope that we don't get the original Fit Job update. They only had 3 skill notes per class too. Wait, really? Wait, so you mean when you say 3 skill notes, that means not every single class had all their skills? That is wild. I didn't know that. Oh, well, the thing is, I didn't play the game around that time. I played like, for me, I got back into Maple mostly around like it was maybe like 6 months, or actually a year before Six Job came out, and there was already a lot of like good quality of life coming into the game at that point. Like there were a lot of still really bad features, like you wouldn't be able to, like, you needed buff freezers. That was one of the worst things that you needed in this game, was to have to buy buff freezers. Like, thankfully in this game you don't have to deal with anything like that. Like the thing that's nice about this game, you don't have to pay for link skill changes. You don't have to pay for hyperstat changes. Like those things are things that should be inside of the regular game, but they're just a way for for them to sink a little bit of money out the game. But at least we have some quality of life. You just need way more, like uh doing the fucking bosses every 30 minutes is super annoying. Like we should be able to just have infinite tries, and we can just go in whenever. Like I don't know why that's even a thing, but it is. We got a fourth pitch up skill for like Night Lord, it was throw blasting. Damn. Okay. Okay, I really do hope we get all of the skills too, because that would suck if we don't get all the skills, but I could see them doing it in a way where like they limit the amount we get. I'm really hoping that when Fit Job comes out, that we don't get the exact same like node system. Like we'll get nodes and stuff like that. But I'm hoping that it's more like how we have it in Six Job. The Six Job progression, in my opinion, is It's lit. You just hit the buff duration on your FP inner ability. Oh, dude, congrats. That's huge. Yeah, I think that every mage definitely needs that buff duration. It's so important. Like it's super important. I think that's one of the things that is really annoying about playing mages in this game is you need buff duration, and without Legion or anything like that, it's really hard to get that buff duration. And the inner ability is like kind of a bitch to hit sometimes. Like you can really be just be rolling for a long time and might not even hit the buff duration inner ability. And it gives you like I don't know, maybe like 30 to 50 FD or something. I don't know. Maybe not that much, but it gives you a shit ton. Yeah, in GMS, you're running buff duration on the top line, so attack speed +1. I think that that is completely good though, right? Like the buff duration is just so good. I mean, we have so much buff duration inside the game now. Before it was kind of hard to get buff duration in GMS, but I think that is way easier to get it these days. You know, I'm really just hoping for more like I want more layers to the game which allows us to get damage and you know I'm just it's just something that I'm waiting for. With like I want like stuff like AB link, you know, I want stuff like that where we can just get more damage that way. Without wait, what about inner ability? Should I get legendary ASAP? I mean, I would 100% try to focus on getting legendary. Like it's not really that difficult to get legendary on your inner ability. You just have to keep rolling. And if you don't get it like, you know, at least you can buy the fucking honor boxes and just keep doing it every day until you get it. Yeah, it feels bad to have to open the wall for any damage gain. Yeah, that's why like I think that they need more progression systems inside the game right now. That's just really what I feel like they need. Like yes, like farming for money is technically a progression system, but it's so RNG heavy that it feels very unfun if you just get unlucky, right? But if they had more like what if they need is more like dailies, you know? Because right now we don't have really good forms of dailies. Like, yes, we do have Monster Park, but Monster Park isn't really like a good daily, anyways, up to a certain point. And we have our fucking flame dailies, but I mean, it's not really that bad to do the flame daily. It's just kind of like it just doesn't really feel that great, you know? Just doesn't really feel that great. So if we had more like stuff like that, where people can you know just play 30 minutes every day and then you know log off but still make progression, I think that would be a good system. So that's why I'm looking forward to like when Arcane River comes out. You know, people could do their Arcane River dailies, and then you know you also have like let's say like a daily or a weekly or whatever that gives you nodes. I think that something like that's not even that bad. Yoked went from 14 magic attack and int percent to 18 int per 10. Feels Fugazi with the flat base int. I think that should be fine though. Could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's fine though. The only way to tell is to use your stat equivalent calculator and then just calculate it that way. Oh, also one thing I also wanted to talk about is right now they're hinting or not really hinting, but they've been talking about it where they're trying to do like this thing called like like a meta layer, right? Where instead of like having to play this game and like enjoy like the game contents and stuff like that, you can participate without like playing it. So I think what this basically means is it's kind of what they said was that they want people to like from the outside. Let's say like you're like a crypto degen, right? And you want like degen on some items or whatever. They make it so that you can enhance items outside of the game, right? So you can do it in like a fucking web browser or something like that, right? But you know, there's kind of no point in really doing that if the person that is like degening can't really participate or they don't want to play Maple, right? So I think that what they're going to implement is some sort of like character staking type of system where basically let's say like you know you have someone that doesn't really want to play MapleStory, but they want to enjoy like feeling like like a sense of progression type of thing, but they don't want to grind or they don't want to boss or whatever, right? So essentially, it's kind of like an idle game, a little bit like that. I think that there's something that they're kind of hinting towards doing because they want more people that are going to participate in the ecosystem, and they realize that there's a lot of friction in getting players to play this game because they have to one learn how to um like learn how to do the bosses and learn all the small systems inside the game. When if they were to lower that barrier of entry, then maybe more people would be interested in participating in the ecosystem or economy. Now, I don't know if this will work out. It's just something that they talked about wanting to do, and this was in an interview with that they did on one of their like podcasts or something. So I mean, I don't know how that's gonna turn out, but it sounds interesting, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure if your int went up, it might be better. But if it does feel Fugazi, I think that the flat int lines it looks troll, but I think it's not that bad. But the thing is, I don't know too much about B pots, but I've seen like a lot of players like that have like pretty good year. They you know they uh they keep those lines. So I'm pretty sure it's not bad. There's a game called Mirror 4. You can save your characters in this Mirage system. They could do something like that. Yeah, I think that they might do something like that. I don't know 100% how they'll do it, but they want to make it so that it's like less friction for people to get into the ecosystem, which I think is the right idea. But how they implement it could be very like it could be. I don't know if it's gonna be good or bad, but what I can say for sure is that it will generate some sort of activity. Now, is it worth it or not? I don't know. But I like that they're trying to do stuff. I mean, honestly, this fucking game is one big experiment, anyways, right? Like they're like literally the beta tester still. Like I know that the game is live and everything like that, but this system that they have with dynamic enhancing and all that stuff, I don't really think it's been done before. So we're just guinea pigs in all this. It's like a really big experiment if this will work out or not. Bro, I should have DJ on Pudgy Penguins. It's number 74 on core market cap now. Um, did it go up in price? Oh shit, that shit fucking rocketed. It's funny because I know my friend, he's really big into Pudgy Penguins and he has a lot of Pudgy right now. So he's probably feeling pretty good about that. I mean, it's kind of crazy. What would be hype is if we get a Pudgy Penguin event with this game. I wouldn't be surprised if we do, but probably not anytime soon. But if we were to get it, it would probably be like in December. But it'd be like fucking sick if they like collabs. It would bring more eyes to this game and stuff like that. Yeah, from especially from like the outside community. I think right now, like I mean, at least on my Twitter, it's very like I don't know. I think that there's not a lot of very good narratives really. So I mean, something like that could be really interesting. I'm gonna go watch the new Squid Game with my wife. I'll catch you later, bro. I have a good time. I think I'm gonna watch Squid Game later tonight too. So, I'll probably enjoy it with my fiance as well later on. You have a good one, bro. I'm gonna be right back real quick. All right, I'm back. Yeah, some collabs would go crazy, honestly, but I mean, I think right now they're trying to focus more on you know, a lot of the other stuff like getting the fucking game to work properly and stuff like that. Dude, right now it's just so crazy for some of the enhancements, right? Like the Absolute, I've been waiting for this shoe to go down to a reasonable price, but it's still so expensive to do. I think right now my next biggest gains are to get all my B pots to legendary and then reline them, but they just I'm just gonna do that later. I feel like right now if you guys want to like start doing like your Legion stuff, it's probably not the worst idea. It's gonna come out. Like we know for sure Legion is gonna come out in the next 2 months. So if you wanna, pick up characters, then it's probably not the worst idea to do so. I've been picking up characters like throughout this week, and I'm probably gonna do some more after the reset. At least level 140. Yeah, I would do 140. The most important ones are gonna be marksman and night lord because they give crit rate. So if you're not doing those, then like you're gonna have to train it yourself, and it's just gonna be annoying. The thing is, after this update, we haven't. Well, I don't know because I don't train at the lower level areas. But what I do know is that when I log on and I look at all the channels, it does seem to be less people. That means that all the hackers probably might have stopped, you know, trying to make accounts and stuff like that. That's what I'm assuming. So yeah, like I mean, there's still probably some hackers out there. Don't get me wrong, but if they're getting banned before they make any money, then that's I think that's fine. Yeah, mostly in lower level maps. Yeah, yeah. I think that's good though because if there's less hackers, then that means people can train up all their new characters. Like when Cygnus Knight comes out and stuff like that, then we get to at least train those characters up in the maps that we should be training in. Does this game have PvP? Tournaments are good in Web3 games. This game does not have PvP in it. The one time they did implement PvP in MapleStory, it was done very, very horribly wrong. I think that if we were to see some sort of PvP type of content, it would be something that is not really inside of this game, but it would be like I want to say it's like it would be like a different game outside of this game, if you know what I mean. That way it would be better balance and stuff like that. But no, just in terms of like PvP in this game, it's probably nothing like that. Yeah, you want a gear review, then put it in your IGN, then I can help you out. I personally think that if there was a time to buy the Legion characters, it would probably be right after the money reset. We're getting a money reset. Well, it's not really a money reset. It's more like you just get your rewards right at the reset today because should be 3 days after the weekly reset. So people will probably try to sell some of the characters because they get out of the raffles. That's something I'm gonna watch out for when it happens today. They said that they want to make like or bring out developers to create like games or whatever around the NFTs in this game. I'm really wondering how they would do something like that. I know that there are probably some people out there that are working with the team to create some sort of interesting apps. We haven't seen anything too crazy come out yet, but it will be interesting when those things come into fruition more. All right. Let's see. Carth. So I do want to say, let's see. Okay, level 202, Night Lord. I don't 100% know if this is good for your class, but I feel like it might not be. But, ask around and double check, or no, just make sure that this is fine. If it's fine, then keep it. If it's not, then you probably want to roll it off. Like, this is supposed to be a good line, but I don't think Night Lords need it. Right now we're missing a lot of IED. That probably means we need to get that up somehow. But we'll take a look at what you got going on. Okay, so your first biggest gain is for sure getting the sub weapon right now. Right now, you're missing a lot of IED, or just just stats in general, because you don't have the sub weapon. So get the sub weapon. Just get it to like unique or epic or whatever. Get it to like 2-line usable if it's at unique. The next gain is for sure the emblem. I mean, the emblem is way cheaper now, right? Let's see how much it costs. Oh, kind of went up a little. Kind of went up a little. Mm, I mean, these were like 10 mil before, but they're getting, I don't know. It's like, it just depends, you know? But if you can get them for around 10 mil, then I think that's not even the worst. Yeah, well, you gotta pick up the items. The problem is bosses hurt you a lot. Well, the thing is, even if you actually, let me double check. The thing is, yeah, it feels like you might feel like you're squishy, but it's probably because you don't have a lot of your gear right now. And yeah, like I think that you just have to focus more on trying to dodge rather than you know, I mean, there are some bosses that definitely is very difficult to handle, like Horntail. Like, you can't really dodge that boss really. And some of the early stage bosses just really have bad game design. Like, they're just badly designed, and they might be a little bit difficult to deal with. And honestly, the best way to deal with those type of bosses is to get more damage, so you can just kill them as fast as possible. But right now, what I would do is I would focus for sure on getting the sub weapon. That one is probably really, really cheap for a class like yours. And then, if you want to get more items, get some of the boss set, or get the neophyte. Get the cape. Get just you want to just fill out all the items. But right now is for sure the sub weapon that needs um the most it's the highest priority for sure. And all the items that you have right now, let's say, like, for example, the shoulder, um, and the earrings, like, just basically any of the items that don't have any pots on them, just pot them. Make sure they're 3% in. Like, it doesn't really cost that much to do, but it's pretty important because you don't really get any value as it is right now. Make sure that you get some sort of value, and the best way to do that is to get some percent stat on it. But yeah, other than that, it's just filling everything else out, getting the sub weapon, emblem if you can, get everything else up. Yeah. Let's see. You're thinking of changing to paladin? I mean, if you're gonna change to paladin, you want to do it before you invest anything else into the character. If you feel like you die too much from bosses, and you're like, here's how what I've been saying to people, right? I think that if you're gonna play this game free to play, like, yes, you can play for fun. Yes, you can play like as a DPS class. Go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. But just know that if you play something like a paladin or a bishop, well, it's probably mostly paladin, because bishop is, not very easy to play to begin with, and they, have a lot of trouble solo bossing. Um, you know, Playing a class like paladin, you get a lot of benefits because you can join a lot of parties, and they're way easier to play. See, so I don't know. If you want to change the paladin, then do it. do it now. You know, don't upgrade anything else anymore. Do it now. You gotta make that decision right away. That's really up to you. I can't tell you if it's a good idea or not. What I can tell you is that Night Lords, they are, you know, they are better in fifth job, but right now they're not very strong. You can also wait for the balance change that probably comes in about 2 weeks to see if that's something you really want to do. But you know, that's gonna be 2 weeks from now. So you know, all right, let's see. Yeah, two holeless. I will help you out. Oh, wrong two holeless. Let's see. Why are neophyte stuff so expensive compared to boss accessories, which has boss effect? Is it because it's usable at level 60 or something? I don't know about. No, the reason why neophyte is way cheaper, or sorry, way more expensive than boss is because it's way cheaper to enhance. So that is kind of like priced into the like the cost of the item. You know, if it was the same price to enhance, the boss one would be way better. All right, I'll help you out in a bit, but yeah, I gotta go in order. Uh, any trick to kill Hard Hilla? Yeah, you want to drag her to the corner, and then when the mobs spawn, you want to kill the mobs as fast as possible. That's I mean, like, there's no really crazy trick. You just have to kill all the mobs as fast as you can. And I believe that during her healing phase, if she hits you, then she also heals too. So try not to get hit by her. But I mean, that boss is just super annoying to do. Right. See. Bishop, attack speed +1. Okay, your inner ability is good. You just need some buff duration. So something that we gotta work on. Um okay, so right now we have all unchained. Okay. It's just an easy fix we can do is instead of 6% int, get this to 6% magic attack. That's something we could do right away. And also you can get the B pot on this to 3% magic attack. So that's just something very fast we could do. The other thing we can do is uh I'd probably consider getting the sub weapon. It's only like what 2 mil or something like that. That's like a huge priority. In terms of damage gains that you make, this is probably your best buy. And then, you know, the rest of it is just deciding what builds you want to go, right? Right now, I've been recommending people, if they can, try to go uh, the Von Leon if possible. But, you know, that's really a decision you have to make yourself. Even without potential, well, you do have the potential, the secondary, but, you know, it doesn't, okay, it does cost some money, but for the amount of money you're spending, you get more damage than if you were to, let's say, like, buy like a pendant and getting like 3% in, you know? You can get the sub weapon to epic and it gives you like 6% magic attack. It'll give you more damage than something else. That's why I'm telling you to get the sub weapon. But the main reason why I tell people to get the sub weapon first, besides it being just, you know, giving you more stats and all that, is because you keep that pretty much forever, you know? So that means like any money you put into the item, there's, you know, you're getting a lot of value out of it because the longer you have that item, the more you get out of it, like over the long period of time. So, you know, getting the sub weapon done and it being like good right away is like something I always recommend people to do. Um, but you know, other than that, like, you know, it's just getting all your gear. Like I've been telling people to go to Von Leon. I was looking to get one with potentials, but it's 5 mil right now. Without potentials around 3.8 mil. Which one are you looking at? Because I recommend people that if you can, always buy it with potential because but it has to like make sense, right? I'll look it up. Evolving white. Is this the one you're looking at? Mm, okay, the best way to look at this is you want to go to the calculator right here, right? You want to go to the cube up calculator and you look at the cost of the black cube, right? Right now, the secondary to do for the black cube is 48K, let's say. So that means that the cost of going from rare to epic is only 320K. So I don't think that, I mean, okay, here's the thing. If you want guaranteed epic, then yeah, like it is better to just buy this so you don't have to worry about RNG. But just know that it's, if you're average, it should be cheaper. It's basically you're paying for the guaranteed, because this is the guaranteed, right? You pay the 1 mil extra, or you fucking gamble. Yeah. So it's really just up to you, but I mean, I can't really make that decision for you. I, I would personally gamble, but that's just me. That's just me though. But yeah, other than that, it's just getting all of your gear. Um, just deciding what gear you want to do. Like I still, I've been saying you should go Von Leon, but the next thing I would also decide is what kind of accessory you want to do. You want to do like the boss accessory, you want to do neophyte. You're thinking of selling the Balrogs leather shoes to get another gear, but I don't know if it's worth it. Well, I mean, the Balrog shoes are good as it is right now. Like they're very usable and stuff like that. Just know that it does cap out in damage. So it's something that you do want to replace eventually. But where it is right now is like completely fine. It'll let you do stuff. It'll let you like do your daily bosses easier. Lets you farm easier. So you can keep them for now. What I would work on is just deciding on the other stuff, right? Like filling out the blanks for the other stuff. I'm not really sure. I don't know the game that much. I got the Unchained, but it's most cost efficient. I think okay, the Unchained is really good because it gives you like 15 stars off the rip, right? Like without having to touch the Star Force at all. But the issue with Unchained is that like the total like amount of damage that you get from this is actually let me double check this. 161. Actually, I didn't know this. I need to double check this. How much is a Von Leon Wong get? Let me see. Yeah, so the Unchained is decent, but just know that the reason why I don't like telling people to invest in this is because one, you can't Star Force it. So that means like the Star Force potential is very low. Um, but it's good if you want to just use it to train. But since you're level 191 and you're already out of the Star Force areas anyways, it's a lot better if you were to upgrade to different gear like the Von Leon, because at least any money that you put into it is towards an item that has is better in the future. But if you want to keep your Unchained right now, just work on getting everything else. It's just getting like your accessories. Like, anyways, getting the accessories is way more future proof, anyways. So, with what you have right now, if you want to work on getting anything new, you don't have to replace your gear. Just get the accessories first. But that's making the decision of going boss accessories or neophyte. That's really just a decision you got to make for yourself if you want to progress slower with better items in the future, or you want to go neophyte with more damage now. Yeah, I could look to sell it after getting the second one since it's cooldown to put on the marketplace. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like it just depends on your situation. You know what I mean? But for now, I think that the sub weapon is for sure the biggest gain you can make in terms of damage, and also just in terms of value you get from your, like out of all the items you can get. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. See, the next person is Gentina. Are you talking about like the like number one minted items, like the one with the number one on it? That's what you're talking about, right? I mean, for a certain person, like they might like that, but for me, I don't really care that much about it. And no problem, no problem. Yoked, what do I buy one gear and upgrade good potential first, or buy all gear and upgrade at the same time? For me, the only one you want to really push that hard on your enhancements would be the secondary and the emblem. But other than that, you should always try to focus on getting everything up slowly at the same time because as you uh as you as you like upgrade more, it's going to be harder to make gains, right? So at the early stages of the potentialing, it's you have it's going to cost less money to upgrade your gear, and you get more gains out of it. Okay, let me do this gear review, and then let's see. I'll answer this one question first. Yoked, what do I? Oh, wait, sorry, I already answered that. Okay, I'll do the gear review first. Okay, Gentina. Okay, the IED is low. That's like the first thing that we gotta probably fix. Um, the luck is decent. Boss is good. I mean, I don't know if this is great, but you can keep this for now. I mean, it's probably is fine. I wouldn't even roll the inner ability anymore. I would just keep it as it is. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, this pot is good. Good, it's good, it's good. We make some gains here. We make a little bit of gains here. Who is this anyways? Let's see. Okay. I just wanted to double check to see if they said anything else. Okay. Your gear is like all over the place. Do you have like a budget that you want to spend or anything like that? Because right now it's kind of like you're in a spot where you're missing some gear. So that kind of makes it like kind of confusing on what you're kind of building towards, right? Because you have one CRA piece right here, but then I don't really know what kind of budget we're working with. Are we trying to upgrade to CRAs, or what are we trying to do? Because then that can give me a better idea of where to spend your money. See, let me answer some questions before I move on. I'm free to play on. Okay, I'll help you after I help out another man's first. Currently playing Buck with low slash mid gear. Should I reroll, or will Fit Job help a lot? I mean, um, Fit Job will make Buck really, really good. I think right now Buck is a good class. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just their farming is not that good. That's it. The class is good. It's just the farming is not really that good. Like, I think that in terms of like solo bossing, they're probably like an A minus or so, maybe like an A. Um, but just in terms of like farming, it's probably like a C, honestly. Okay, I don't know if this person is here, but if you're not here, then I have to move on because I need to ask you some questions for me to make a good decision. All right, I'm gonna move on. If you come back, then I will help you out. But I'll help out M's first. All right, you say you want to solo Lotus, right? You want to solo Lotus? Your level's too low, so you gotta level up more. At least try to be 210. That's like the minimum in my opinion. But if you're not 210, you are missing about 15% final damage. So that's like your biggest gain is leveling up more. Ideally, the higher the level, the better, but 210 is the minimum. Our IED is good. Your IED is good enough already to solo Lotus, but it's probably some other stuff you need to fix. Okay. I mean, your gear is good. You made a lot of gains since last time. Okay. This is something that we can potentially work on. I'll show you how much the estimated cost is going to be. But since we're trying to, go towards the hyper late game bosses, we have to start min maxing even more than we have usually have to. This is good. I mean, honestly, you know, the weapon is very expensive, so I don't expect you to do it anytime soon. But yeah, I mean, the weapon is a big gain. But this is probably the first and easiest thing that I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's the first thing that you can potentially work on. But there's only one specific line you're really looking for. I'll show you. So you have two options. You can either one buy the potential emblem yourself, or you want to make it three line usable with what you call it. Okay, so something like this. Let me see the cost of this right now. It is three line usable, but you get more value out of getting a 9% extra. Like even if it's like this, like 40%, 9 and 30, right? Let's just say it's like this. And right now it costs 17. Let's just say 1750, 500. Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? I mean, the expected. Oh, this is double, not the right one. What am I missing? Attack, right? This. So the expected cost is 23 mil to get this line, but the 9% is better than the luck. And just to show you what mines looks like for you, it's gonna look a little different. But for mines, it's gonna look like this. Let me see. So yeah, so you can see the amount of damage that 1% attack power gives over 1% luck, right? So let's say you have what was your thing again? It was what? It's 9% luck, right? So you only get about let's see, 5.6 times 9. That's that's like about 1.5 FD if you were to compare it to my stats, right? That's like about 1.5 FD. And if you were to get, you know, that like you're basically missing about like you get about like 2 to 3 more FD from the percent attack. Which it doesn't sound like that much, but you know, it is when you compare it to a lot of other things that you can do for the amount it costs. But you know, I'm just showing you some other small min max stuff we can do. Um, why do we black you? Oh, I mean, you could black you, but um, I mean, I'm pretty sure it costs more money to hit that, right? It's 40. I mean, if you're trying to go for double prime, like it's fine. I mean, the black cube, the expected cost is gonna be way more. I'm just showing you like the expected cost. I'll also post the fucking cubing option thing. Okay, the thing is, yeah, the expected cost for black cubes is gonna be more, but you can roll the black cubes. Don't get me wrong, you could do it, and you know you don't only have one out. You have like a few outs. You have going the first line attack damage, or you can go like um actually you know you only have like really like two different outs in this I think, but that's just one of the things you can do. I recommend you do it, but it does cost a little bit of money. But let me look at your other shit. Okay, the other thing we can do is get this to 17 star. Want to push all of the okay, so the other things that we can also consider doing is probably push this to 17 star as well. Yes, the you could go for Absolab, but Absolab is so expensive right now that I honestly just feel like, you know, unless you're willing to drop a lot of money into the items itself, it's probably just better to just go and enhance all the other shit you need to enhance, right? That's gonna be like the boots, the cape. Like I think these two in general are probably going to be the biggest damage gain that you can make. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like honestly, if I were you, if you want to really like you're pretty far from soloing Lotus, don't get me wrong, because I can solo Lotus, right? But my gains are like pretty much all my gear is 17 or 18 star. And also I have like, better pots on some of your stuff, the stuff, right? Like my pot is better on the emblem, and also my weapon is way more potted. So, you're pretty far from being able to solo it, but I'm just showing you what you need to do to get there, It's really just min-maxing the rest of your gear to a much higher level. And you don't have any easy gains to make, so you have to spend a lot more money to get there. But you know, the three things that I would or the two things I would consider doing is swapping out the or I would try to get a better cape, enhance that to 17 star, also the boots to 17 star, and then get this to 17 star as well. And then, the rest of it is like these are fine, but it's getting the B pots up to legendary and then getting them to 3 line. So then you can start 3 lining some of your B pots. But it's pretty hard for you to make any more gains now because you're just capped out with CRA stuff, and then like the biggest gains is probably these 3 items. Um, I mean, the thing is, you can keep the gloves. Just know you're missing like some damage from the Star Force, but your gloves are already pretty good, so I would just keep them. But it's just the cape and the boots, I think, right now is easiest gains. You can solo CPAP. Well, okay, like CPAP is very, very big difference than Lotus. You know what I mean? Like CPAP is good. And also CPAP is more like the damage requirement is not that much compared to Lotus. Like you need a lot of damage to solo Lotus. Like a lot of damage. And for where you're at, you're pretty far. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you're pretty far. But yeah, those are some of the things you can do. I mean, the weapon is really the biggest one, but the cost is just super insane. You know what I mean? Would you rather buy full set pieces with no pots and slowly roll them, or buy them full? I would almost always try to buy something that is already enhanced if the price makes sense. And the reason for that is because you don't get screwed over by RNG, and it's usually way cheaper than if you were to do it yourself. But as I said before, it just depends on the price of the item. If the price of the item makes sense, then yeah, you should almost always buy the item. I think it's time to talk about serious stuff. Where do we test fashion? Is there some place we can try out outfits? I wish they did have something like that where you can dress up your character. They had that in like the Pioneer thingy, right? Or there was like the fashion room. They don't got nothing like that in here right now. They definitely need to work on getting some of the stuff more uh know, like just like some more features like that, that we're missing. All right, thanks, man. Preparing for apps. So, anyways, some point, I guess if it did ever happen for the factory potential cost, yeah. Right now, you're pretty far away, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not even trying to bullshit you, but it is what it is. But I started working on my apps lab too, so I'm just doing it slowly. I'm also waiting for the price of the shoes to go down. The shoes are so expensive to do. Like I've been waiting for a while, but like just so expensive. And then the pot on these, like they're slowly going down, but I'm waiting for way more. Check your secondary. I mean the main pot on it is really good, but the B pot is not as good as some other people's. But yes, this is a very good pot. It's better than my pot for sure. It's actually a better actually, no, it's a triple prime pot. So this main potential is really, really good. It's just, later on when we get more forms of IED, then it falls off, but that won't be for a very long time. So this pot is very good. You literally have the better version of my pot on my secondary. Okay, I'll how about the next man? Dill. I have good equips, but my damage low. I think I'm missing something. I need second opinion. Yeah, I'll help you out. No problems. Take a look at what we got going on. So what are we doing no damage to? That's a real question. Comparing damage ranges with other people? Well, okay, the reason why you don't have a lot of damage is because you're using the Unchained gear. And Unchained is not really good because you don't get any Star Force damage on it. Um, but right now, just looking at all your items, even though your pots are actually pretty good, they're really, really good. The reason why it feels like you do no damage is because don't have any Star Force. You have like no items that are 16 or 17 star. And when you upgrade to 16 or 17 star, I'll just show you with my equipment, right? I'll just show you with my equipment real quick. So you look at like my earrings, right? You see how much damage from attacks that you get from it? Like that adds up when you do more items to 17 or you know 18 star or whatever you can get to. And with you right now, you're missing a lot of like just flat attack from all your gear. Because right now you just have like percent stat, but you really need like flat attack. And it's not just for one item, you need it for multiple items. And that's why the Unchained holds you back a lot because you can't get 17 star gear on your items. So that's like one of the bigger issues that you have in your gear. Like, yes, your pots are all really, really good. It's just, the items that you have itself is missing those stats that you can get. So the one item you could get on that is your earrings. That does give you a lot of damage. Um, the secondary and the weapon, okay, like the thing is, the unchained weapon, the reason why I don't love the unchained weapon is because you don't get a lot of flat attack from it. So at level 100, you get 70 attack, right? But you compare that to a, let's just say, Von Leon, fuck, I lost it. Where is it? Right here. Not here. Right. So this is 10 star only, right? But 79 attack. So you're missing 9 attack from, just getting the Von Leon weapon to 10 star. And also, this can get up to a higher star, right? Let's say it gets to 16 or 17 star on the weapon. This will give you maybe like, I don't know if it'll give you 100 attack, but it's maybe 100 attack total. That's like a really big difference in attack because then like 30 attack is a lot for a class like yours. Like I'm pretty sure assassins scale a lot with the flat attack. So you're just missing a lot of flat attack that you can be getting from something like this instead. And the cost difference isn't even that much when you compare it to the Unchained. I'm pretty sure the Unchained flat, like just by itself, is probably more expensive than this item or similar. So, yes, the potential on this is really good. It's completely fine. Actually, where it is right now, it's like it's good. Like it's just, you're missing a lot of flat attack. So my suggestion is if you don't want to replace any of the unchained gear, start getting items that, can get 17 stars. So that's gonna be like probably the pink bean belt, maybe get the dominator pendant, and then also get the I mean the pie is good on this, but the BBM, the black bean mark is also good. Get those to 17 star. Yeah, but then honestly, like yeah, it's just really the Unchained that's holding you back because you have something like Von Leon, right? Getting it all to 16, 17 star, it will give you a ton more damage than what you have right now because you're missing just so much flat attack. Yep. But other than that, like you're missing some rings too. You have no rings at all. Is my accessory set good? I mean, it's good enough, but I've been telling people if they can just try to like this is fine. It's just you aren't. like I always try to recommend people to try to get a black bean mark or a dominator pendant because it's so cheap now, right? Before it was a lot more expensive to get one, but now it's only like 2 mil or something for one. And those items are best in slot forever. So if you have one of those, at least you can invest so much into it. And it's an item that, is going to last you forever, pretty much. So if you can, like, I would pick those up. What's good, yo? I'm a free to play bishop. My idea is to survive in every boss current target to clear CRA with random people, then cash out all the rewards weekly. What do you think? Epic Games? I will help you out. Do you have any more questions, Kevin Motorsports? Also, one thing I do want to add is if you wanted to upgrade to anything, Kevin, then consider potentially if you have the funds to get CRA because CRA is really really good. But yeah, it costs a lot to upgrade right now. Epic Games. Let's see. Your goal is to basically try to do bosses in a party, right? Okay, no problem. Come back when you make some upgrades. I'll help you out some more. Let's see. You say you want to party? Okay, the thing is, if you party, all right. The first question I have is if you not really a question, but the first thing I have to say is if you do any type of like parties content, right? You split the loot amongst everyone, right? So it's not like you just get your individual loot. And right now, the CRA bosses in general, they don't really give you that much. They just give you one of the energy shards, right? The fucking CRA energies, right? I'll show you what I mean with my rewards, right? So if this is your plan, you're just know you're not really getting a lot of value because you party with this with 6 people, right? One of these little energy things is only like what, like 800K or something, right? It's probably gonna keep going down. So maybe you make an extra 1 through 200K from each boss, right? So that's maybe like a mil or so a week. It's nothing too crazy, you know what I mean? So just keep that in mind when this is if this is what you're looking to do. But other than that, like just looking at your gear alone, like we have a lot of the gear, but just in terms of like potentials, get every single piece of equipment that you have to become like this 3% in, right? And then also on the B pot, get it to 3% in. So just get everything up to a usable potential because some of these potentials are unusable as it is. The other thing that we gotta work on is getting the secondary. Get this secondary, like the real one, get it to epic or unique, and get it to 2 line to 3 line usable. If you can get the emblem as well, but it's you can afford it. And then other than that, it's just getting all the rest of your equipment, right? I mean, the things that you have right now are actually pretty good. You're in a good spot. Um, it's just you need to make those upgrades. And if your goal is to party in CRA, just know that you're not really going to be contributing unless you have about 7K stat or so. Maybe like you can get 5K stat. If you have 5K stat with about 80% IED, then you can start contributing. That means you're doing damage. Now, if you're just gonna join in with randoms and just try to give them a little bit of damage, just know it's gonna be harder to find a party because not a lot of people want to just party with a bishop that does no damage. The only time I would ever party with a bishop with no damage is if I'm on the cusp of clearing a boss solo, right? So I might bring in that bishop to give me a little bit more final damage, but then I would only give them a very small amount of the loot because they really don't deserve it if they're not doing any damage. Okay, let's see. I'm free to play solo D boss up to easy Von Leon have plateaued. Better work on accessories or complete Von Leon set gear. Yeah, I'll help you out next. Deadly Hero. Any idea on how much to ask for? 6% all up. Is it a clean one for the Decidus earring? Decidus earring? As in, like, there's no the thing is the earrings are gonna be a lot harder to find a buyer because I mean, it's not gonna be hard to find a buyer, but you have to basically find someone that wants a relatively like okay flame because it is a good flame. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like a really juicy flame. So like a end game player might not really want a flame like that. So you know you're the person you're gonna be selling to is someone that is willing to spend a little bit of money that wants like a decent flame, you know? Because they still have to work on potentialing and you know, upgrading their items, and it's harder to find someone that is still, you know, trying to do that right now in the game. So you probably really can't sell it for that much, but I would try, you know, listing it for um 5 to 10 mil or so and then see what offers you get. That's the only thing I can think of, but it's harder to appraise something like that because flames in general, like yes, it's good to have a flame right now, but the value of a flamed item goes down the longer the game the longer the game you know is out because they were gonna give us way more ways to get flames later on, and people just start flaming items from the flame weeklies anyways or the flame dailies anyways. Do you think grinding for Naso is better than doing bosses slash PQs on 140 to 65 alts? Um I mean, it just depends because the thing is like when you grind, it's guaranteed money, right? While if you do bosses and PQs, it's not guaranteed. It's just like it's all RNG if you hit the item or not, you know? So, you know, you want consistent way to make money, then yeah, farming is always the best way. Just it's just a little bit more ass. But you know, the thing about bossing is a good form of money. You just have to have your character be strong enough to be able to do the bosses. And that costs money because you have to invest in them. Let's see. You're free to play and still up to easy only and completely plateaued. Okay. Um okay. I think right now, you want to get the most value out of any items without having to enhance it at all. It's to try to complete your Von Leon set. And the reason for that is because even without potentialing any of your Von Leon items, you still get the set bonus, right? So getting to something like 6%, I mean sorry, six set, you get you know, 20% boss and all the flat attack. So right there and then, you know, you get a lot of value just from having the items itself without spending any money on potentialing it. Now, the other thing is like, you know, you're deciding on if you want to buy accessories or whatever. You know, they're not really that good until they have some sort of potential on them. Um, so, you know, unless you're willing to spend money on potentialing them, it's not even that bad to just get all Von Leon, get 3% on all your Von Leon gear, and then buy all your accessories and then try to push those harder. That's what I would do. So you know, get all Von Leon, get 3% on the Von Leon stuff, get some accessories and push those to Epic slash, you know, like, probably just Epic is fine. And then pick up the emblem if you can. That's probably your biggest gain. And you know, where you're at right now in the game is still pretty early on. I mean, you just have to keep farming and do the same thing every day, you know? Your weapon is actually pretty good. You got a good flame on the weapon. Actually, you have a really good flame on the weapon. You have 29, 78. Yeah, for you, I would 100% just go with the Von Leon because you get a lot of value out of this weapon. All right, let's move on. Drones, let's see. I'm trying to decide if it's time to move on from Unchained or I should work on my accessories. Let's see. Like, take a look at your potentials though. Okay, good pots. Okay. Yeah, no problem, no problem. No, not fusion servers. It's a new mechanic inside the game that is gonna make it so that we can like basically burn in NFTs or like the items in game for NXPC or vice versa. I'll explain it more when the actual system comes out, but we don't really know how it works right now. Can we really get Rebirth Flame in Elite Boss? Uh yeah, I think so. Honestly, I don't 100% know how you can get all the flames because when it drops, I don't know if it drops from regular monsters or elite monsters. I'm pretty sure they come from elite monsters. So I always try to kill the elite monsters. And I would just randomly check my inventory and I would have a flame in my inventory. But you can also get them from bosses as well. Okay, let's move on. If I were you, I would. Okay, like the thing is, upgrading to the Von Leon is pretty worth it because you do get a lot out of it, and because you are selling your Unchained for it too, you I mean the biggest upgrade that you get from the Von Leon is like is the weapon, right? So you do get like more flat attack from the weapon, but you know, you do have to push it like a lot further for it to be very worth it. So just keep that in mind. But if I were you, I would consider picking up like the earrings and the belt. Um, actually, you can keep the belt as it is, but pick up the earring. Actually, I think if I were you, I would for sure just get the rest of your accessories, get them to around 3 through 6% of stat, right? So get the get them all to epic first. Like this one should be epic. Um this one should be epic. Like try to get them all to epic first and get the ones that you're missing. So like the noble Ifia ring if possible. If not, if it's too expensive, get the earring right here. And then after that, you can decide if you want to switch over to the Von Leon because the oh, I see. You took out the earrings because of flame. Honestly, if I were you, I would personally keep the flame. That's just me personally. Because for you, since you're a marksman, right? And you have a percentage flame on it, it actually is pretty good for you. But if you want it so you can if you want it to sell it for money, I think it's just harder to sell it for like a really, really good value. That's it. And it might be better value if you keep it, but if you can find the right buyer, then yeah, like you can try to sell it. Um, but yeah, if I were you, I would just try to push all your accessories to 6% first, and then you can consider swapping off of the Unchained. The only problem with swapping off Unchained is that you do have to work on all your Von Leon gear again, and you also do have to Star Force everything as well. So just know that it's going to be a longer process to do, but it will give you more damage in the long run. But other than that, it's once you get all of your Von Leon gear to around 10 stars, 6% stat, push all of your accessories up to unique two line, and then you want to start pushing for 17 stars. Yo, can you make a video 1 to 200 level free to play? I mean, I would make something like that, but the thing is, I'm not a free to play player, so it's very hard for me to have the perspective from a free to play player. And I think it's a lot easier if I just help people out with like the gear reviews on my stream. But if I was a free to play player, then I would be able to give out advice better because right now it's I'm not a free to play player. I spend money on the game. And I also do personally feel like it's way easier to play the game. You spend a little bit of money. Um, yeah. Uh, so yeah. I thought it's like random or some bug, and I got it. I put Von Leon pistol and got like 10% boss damage. I mean, you probably got some from the boss effect. You think they will bump Night Lord? It's so weak, easily and low damage. I think they're gonna get buffed a little bit in the upcoming balance changes. A lot of people think they're really weak, so I wouldn't be surprised if they got a small buff. Let's see. Yo, bro, can you give me some advice? I'm currently stuck trying to farm, but I can't even one shot 190 mobs from Perion. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's pretty hard to one shot mobs. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it does require like a pretty good amount of funding. Okay, if we're just trying to focus on if we're trying to just focus on trying to one shot right now, it's probably fixing some of the pots a little bit, right? Let's see. I mean, honestly, right now, like your gear that you have is completely fine. It's just, you just have to keep pushing it. So, I think right now it's probably better if you pick up items if you can. And, if you're trying to just be free to play from now on, just know it's going to be a struggle because the problem is it's very hard to make money in this game. Um, you know, being free to play, it's just going to take a way, way longer time for you to get enhancement or to get equipment, right? So, you know, you will need a lot of items to be able to start one shotting. But the biggest one is for sure getting the emblem if possible. Some of the other small gains you can make is re-rolling the B pot on this to 3% attack, as well as the sub weapon. Get that also to 3% attack. This will give you some small, easy damage gains. Um, some other stuff is doing the B pots on all of your other stuff, right? Get them to 3%, uh, 3% luck or 10% or 10 attack. So that's just like some small things you can do for the other equipment. And then, it's just the rest of it is just getting all of your other gear and then also doing the same thing. Right now, we're just missing a lot of items. And once you get that done, then you'll have a lot easier over time. But you're just missing a lot of damage because we don't have that much items right now. Yo, already changed my weapon, got secondary. What's next? Let me see. I need to double check your account. What is your IGN again? Is this right? Did you enhance it? You have to enhance it. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Without Legion and only 4th job, Night Lord is really weak, but once higher tier job is released with Legion, their damage will be higher than Shadower. Um, yeah, I think Night Lord is for sure one of the better classes in 5th job. But I think they're just really miserable to play because I mean, especially for newer players, right? The ones without any type of funding, it's way harder to play because of just the amount of damage they take from mobs and stuff like that. If it was easier to you know, farm on that class, I think people would be more willing to play it. But like right now, it's just hard to farm with that class. Okay, with the weapons that you have right now, just get them to 3% attack. It's get the B pot and the Bane pot to 3% attack. So that'll give you like some easy damage right now. But you can try to star force this up more to like 11 stars is a good place to stop, or 10 star even. Just get the star force up on this. And let me see your items. Yeah, and then if you want to, get other gear, then do the cape. The cape is a big one too. Oh, okay. Yeah. What is this? Yeah, so if you have the cape, you actually have force set, and the force set gives you 10% boss damage. Pot is all good. Just reroll. No, no. The main pot, you also want 3% attack as well. If you can, try to get this to epic and get 6% attack, but you want to get something that's not percent strength. The percent strength is not good on the weapon or the sub weapon. You always want something better. Remove the percent strength. Yes, yes. You want to get percent attack. The percent strength on the weapon, the secondary, and the emblem is not good. It's like usable, but it's not good. How about the Balrog shoes? Can you check the B pot? Yeah, this is fine. This is really good. Keep it. I would just keep the hat and the shoes as it is right now. Get the cape so you get the four set effect, and then fix all your pots. Yes, yes, yes. It's all fine. It's all fine. All right. I just follow up question for IGN deal. If I get both Noble and Blossom Ring with 20%, like, will that be enough to solo Sierra without? Let me double check your equipment. How about damage percent? Damage percent is also good, but the issue is like you don't get as much value from let's say you get 9% attack, right? You get 9% damage. The 9% attack is always gonna beat out the damage percentage. Because damage percentage is calculated the exact same way as boss damage percentage. And you know, when you get boss damage percentage lines, it's like you usually get like 30% of the 30% or 40% boss damage, right? So you get like 3 times more value from that line than 9% damage. That's why damage isn't really that good, you know? It's good, but it's like think of it as like a 50% line. You get like not even 50%, like 30% of the value than you get from something else. But it's like fine to keep if you you know, it's fine to keep if you that's all you got. Also got oh yeah, I mean keep the silver blossom ring. I mean, if I were you, I would do the cape first for sure, and then work on getting everything else, you know, and then just fix your pods. Early on, damage is better than attack. Um, I mean, probably. I don't know. I just know that you know, rather than getting percent damage, you just get boss damage or you get percent attack. You know, it means boss damage, attack. Yeah, that's usually the hierarchy of stuff. I mean, like you're usually on like you know, it just depends on what you're trying to prioritize, you know? Like I would almost always just try to prioritize getting the best lines, even if I benefit slightly from it early game. Okay, I'll help out Dill next. So you're saying you can solo CRA. I mean, honestly, you're pretty far from soloing CRA. The issue with you know your gear is you do you know, you do no damage because you don't have any flat attacks. So you know you do like you don't have to swap over to the Von Leon to solo CRA, but just know you have to push you know the other items more than you already can. So that includes like you know doing the earring, swapping out this and one of the pendants and the belt for you know 17 starable items. 'Cause that's the only way you can get damage if you don't wanna swap out of Von Leon. But, you know, that costs a lot of money as well, and, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you're pretty far from soloing CRA. You need, uh I would say that for the majority of players that you probably want like, you could start soloing some of the 3 doors around 8 through 9K stat. Just know that it's a lot more difficult to do it because you're doing, like, min clears, you know? Like, they're not easy, easy like at all to you know do it like clear it at all. So you know just know that if you do want to get to 8 through 9K stat, it's not going to be like a easy boss to clear it to begin with. So I always recommend you want to be around 10K stat, and then you could probably do 3 door very easily. Like you know you have like about 2 minutes left of wiggle room. Yeah, so I mean it's honestly also just like depends on how good of a player you are, you know, because like, I could tell someone like, "Yeah, you can solo this boss at this stat," but they might not be able to do it because they just struggle on doing the bosses. Like, just know you're doing a 19-minute run and it might come down to the last minute or so. All right. See. If Cygnus Knights will release, which class will you be playing, Dawnware or Nightwalker? I would play Nightwalker because if I were to switch over, I would switch my equipment over to Nightwalker from my Shadow to Nightwalker. But I don't think I would main Nightwalker until 5th job comes out anyways. Is a bonus pot good enough? Yeah, this B pot is good enough. I mean, like, if you were to push this, you would only push it to legendary and get 12 and 9. Like that's I don't know. That's I don't really think that's worth doing, but it's something you can do. It's just really expensive to do. That's it. I'd rather work on other stuff, you know. Is Cygnus not coming out? If it were to come out, it would come out in 2 weeks. I think that next week we have the Fusion and Fission update is gonna come out next week, I believe. And then the week after that, it should be the first content patch that we get. I'm hoping that's the case. I don't know 100% sure if that's what will happen, but they said that we are gonna get new classes and new systems inside the game in July and in August. They did say that, and it's confirmed. So yeah. Let's see. Can you check my character? I want to know what to buy next, or should I go for potential? You know some good maps on Scrapyard Grind? No, I only train at Dark World Tree. All the maps in Scrapyard are really bad. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, there's not really that many good training spots right now in the game, honestly. Like once you're at the end game, there's only like one map, like three maps. Everyone just trains a Dark World Tree, you know? Like it is what it is. Scrapyard is just not that good. I've tried looking for spots there. I can't find one good spot. If you know a good spot, then let me know. All right, let's see what question we have. Can you check my character? I want to know what to buy next, or should I go for potential? Uh, I would. Okay, if you want to work on anything, work on getting all of your pots usable first. Like you see how I'm not 100% sure if flat strength is better than 3% strength, but from what I know, it's probably better. I could be wrong though. But try to get all of your, if you don't have any strength on your things, and try to get strength, like your cape right here. Try to get strength, and also the B pot as well. Like this B pot, try to get attack or strength. And then I would focus on getting the emblem next. That's the probably the biggest damage gain. But if you want to look for upgrades, it's for sure pushing the secondary and the weapon, right? Like your pots on these are fine for now, but you want to work on anything, definitely work on the secondary, get them to unique, get them to 2 line usable. And then the B pot on this, I would also try to get 3% attack as well. This is something that you can do, and it's probably your biggest gain for the amount of money you put in. Um, other than that, it's just getting all of your gear up to 3% strength or 6% strength, and then getting the rest of your accessories. The Ren, are you asking for a gear review? Because if you are, then, then I gotta know. What is fusion and fission? So the way the fusion and fission system is gonna work is basically you're gonna be able to burn some of the items in the game for NXPC, or you're gonna be able to use NXPC to create items. That's kind of how the system works. I don't 100% know how it's going to work, so I'll look into that, or I will see you know how that plays out. But I will make a video or an update when that comes out. When are the new jobs coming out? If it were to come out, it would come out in 2 weeks or so. I don't know 100%, but that's my best guess. Better to buy the cheap claws and if planning to use Nightwalker. Well, the thing is, I'm only gonna what I'm planning to do is I'm just gonna train my Nightwalker instead of my Shadower. I'm gonna try to get it to a level 210 or 215. And then when fifth job comes out, I'll decide on if I want to play Nightwalker or Shadower. Because right now it's like I don't know which class I want to play. I've been going back and forth in my head, but I'm weighing the pros and the cons. I ran some numbers on Nightlord, and the conversion I got for percent stack and attack was uh luck percent attack was that doesn't seem right to me. Um but I don't know. Like I think that something might have gone messed up there. I'm pretty sure the attack should be way higher, but or I don't know how you're doing that conversion. Did you use the fucking stat calculator thing? When will it release the Fusion and Fission system? It's probably gonna release next week. I'm pretty sure that what they've been doing is every weekly reset, they've been doing some sort of like it's not like content, but they've been doing some sort of update, right? So last week we got the credit system, and the week before that we got the grow up event or something like that. So I'm guessing next week is gonna be Fission and Fusion, and then the week after that it should be the first content patch that we get. That's what I'm assuming. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but we've been needing a content patch. That's really what I'm looking forward to the most. The Fission and Fusion system, I don't know how that's gonna play out, so we'll see. But I'm hoping it's an interesting system because it's one of the core mechanics of this game. I don't know if it's like really like gonna play out that well though, you know? We got our reset soon, guys. Anyone get any good stuff from the drops? I'm getting some good stuff, I think. Nothing too crazy, but I'm getting like good money and stuff like that. Maybe new red raffle boxes? What do you mean by that? Are you talking about the ones that we got from like the fucking gear up shit? Got mini queen pet today? Dude, I hope you hit that vac pet. How much is the vac pet even going for right now? Is it like I remember back then it was like you get like it for like 600 bucks or so, right? I don't know. No luck this time. I sold, dude. Honestly, I feel like like CPAP, like yes, it's a good boss if you can solo it easily, but that boss is such a bitch to do solo. I have people that I know that are really, really, really strong, and they don't even solo that boss because it's annoying to do. There's one in the market for 133 mil. Oh, okay, that's that. I mean, they got a lot cheaper then. That's not that bad, right? 133 mil. Is that like 100 something bucks or so? Or no, that's 1,000 bucks, right? I'll double check the fucking thing right now. Actually, that's pretty expensive. Did they fucking go up? Oh, the fashion ones? I think that we're gonna get new raffle boxes, right? From the gold Florin shop or the red Florin shop and stuff like that. You can see the new like raffle shit we're getting. Like you can go on to schedule, you can look at the new stuff we're gonna get. This is the Tekken guy, the guy from Tekken, his hair. So you can see the new stuff that we're gonna get. I think the some of the pets look nice. Like I saw the egg one. I think the egg one looks really funny. Where is it? Right here. The hard boiled egg. The thing is, it's hard for me to swap off my pets because like I kind of wish they did it so that you can just equip pet skills onto your pets instead of each pet having like random skills on them. Because that way I can swap out pets if I want like one that looks a certain way, you know? But right now I'm kind of forced to keep the pets that I have. I don't know. I think that would be better. Like you just have fucking like pet equips or something so you can swap out your pets if you want to. That's just I think that's a little bit better, but I don't know. I'm gonna look at the price of the vac pair right now. I haven't checked it in so long, that's why. Okay, so the lowest price for the vac pet is 45 mil now. Do you guys know if the luxury pet is 100% like it will be a vac pet like 100% of the time? Because I looking at all the actually I don't know. Let me double check. Oh no, it's not 100%. I thought it was. I think that just the luxury pets have a higher chance of hitting a vac pet. But right now the floor for a vac pet is 45 mil. I mean, they're still like pretty expensive though. I don't even know if it's worth it for the majority of players to pick one up because for you to make that money back, it costs so much money, right? Like, I mean, not like it costs so much money, but it'll take you a long time to farm it back, to farm it all back up. To be honest, I need to try to look at more fits and see what I like for like fashion in this game. I feel like my outfit is not really that good. I have no luck from those pet raffles. Always 100 to 0. Yeah, that's unlucky, dude. Honestly, I never do the pet raffles. Maybe I'll try doing some last minute ones. Oh, actually, no. It's fucking already reset. Take a look. Which one is even worth doing? I'll do this one. All right. See if I win. That's good, right? 65% chance of winning. If this is a backpack, then that'd be nice. You know, one thing I have noticed though is that the maps have been a little bit less packed lately. Before it was so many people on these maps. I don't know if people quit. I mean, they probably quit, but it was after the credit system changed. So maybe it was just like a timing of like people quitting and stuff like that, or maybe some people were hacking. I don't know. How does your damage look like that? You need a unit damage skin. Right here. Where is it? Right here. This is like 2 mil right now. Do live after the new content releases? Yeah, of course. I'm probably gonna be streaming a lot when the new content updates, and then I'm gonna try to make more videos too because right now like we kind of been in like a content drought, so it's kind of hard to make I mean, I do want to make some stuff. Like, I want to make a Shadower guide, but I'm waiting for the balance changes to see if Shadowers get changed drastically. I don't think they will, but just in case, I don't want to make a video and then it gets outdated the next week or something. So I'll wait on that, and then I'm probably gonna be streaming a lot when the new patch comes out. Uh, Probably gonna be training the Cygnus Knights if they're out and stuff like that. That's gonna be interesting. I'll probably be training Nightwalker mostly though, because I want to get that character for sure to level 200. And I also want to see if like their kit feels like very, very good. I think it will be very good. Like I think Nightwalker's gonna be a very good class. I feel like the balance changes will be for Corsairs and Nightlord. I think that for sure Corsairs are gonna get nerfed. And then I think some classes will get like slight damage buffs. Like I think I don't know how they would buff Nightlord, but I think if they were to buff them, they would just make them like have an easier time not getting one shot. That's it. I don't know if they would buff damage. They might buff damage, but the thing is, if they were to buff their damage, right, they would also have to rebalance it after the fifth job update comes out. So I don't know if they would want to do something like that, but I mean, like they should. And then like Corsairs are just really broken right now. Their damage values just don't make sense. So I'm expecting those classes to uh They probably will get nerfed. Like, there's no debate that that class is just broken. If I were to make like a tier list right now, it would be like SS because their damage values is like 50 through 100% more than all the other classes. Like, I'm pretty sure someone told me they can solo C-Vel 7K stat with 93% IED. Like, what? What is that? Like, they probably have really good weapon secondary emblem pots, but still, like, that's fucking insane. Nightwalker is one of those brain dead class, very easy to play and very hard to die. Yeah, the thing is Nightwalker, I mean Nightwalker they have like overcapped HP. Like one of their skills gives them like an overcapped HP thing. That means they can survive some one shots very easily because of that. On top of that, they also have like a door. So then they can, essentially have an extra life in every single fight. And on top of that, they're just like their mobility is really good. It's not a hard class to play at all. Like, I like playing Night Lord or Nightwalker a lot. Right now, the reason why I'm like a little bit iffy on Nightwalker is because like I don't know if I want to swap off of Shadower. That's actually the biggest thing. Hopefully Nerf will lower price on power items for dude, it probably will. If you're looking right now, you can see a lot of Corsairs are trying to sell their accounts. What do you think about Dark Knights? I think Dark Knights are probably not that good right now. I think that the Warriors in general, except Paladin, they're not as good as they are in Fifth Job. But the number one reason why I don't like Dark Knight that much as a class is because of the requirements of for them to be optimal, right? They need buff duration. That's one thing. So it's hard. It's hard for them to get like the most optimal stats, right? They need buff duration, and on top of that they also need a cooldown hat. So it's all of these things that they need that makes them very like you need to fund them a lot. And if you're gonna fund a class that much, right, you better hope that they're like at least one of the best classes, but I don't even think they are one of the best classes. So it requires a lot of funding for being like a good class. I don't know if that's really worth it. So that's just my personal opinion. And I personally don't like playing that class. I had one as a boss meal in GMS, and I was like, yeah, that's not a very fun class for me. Dark Knight's not playable without those CD hats. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But the thing is to get a CD hat, like look how expensive it is right now to enhance the B pot, right? Is 500K, and also the to get it to legendary is this much. And people are looking for that CD. Not just for, I mean, I think more people want it for Corsair right now, but you're always gonna have like a tax on the hats regardless, and that just makes it even more expensive to fund. Like it's just I don't know. Don't really. I mean, I just feel like playing a class like that, I would be a little bit, you know, I would just not be very happy playing it. uh, yeah, for early game is a great class. I mean, I think that it probably feels good to play because they probably don't die in one shot. But out of the three warriors, for sure, I think Paladin's the best. I don't even think that's a debate right now. I think right now, just for hero, they're just like a basic class. Like they don't do anything too crazy, right? The one thing I think hero does have is that they can train in some maps really easily. But I think that's not nothing too crazy. Dark Knight high funding class for being average, to be honest. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, it, I just don't think it's really worth it if you fund a character that much just for them to be average. But that's just me personally. I also do just feel like in Fit Job, their burst just feels so awkward to use. It's like a hold down burst. Like you don't like it is not a hard burst to use, but the fact that you have to hold down a button, it just feels super clunky to me. I don't like it at all. And they're like supposed to be like a DPM class too. Like the way their DPM is it just doesn't feel like chunky to me. But they do like have like, good damage over time, like DPM. Is 250 hard to reach? I mean, it's pretty hard to reach. The thing is, I don't think anyone's gonna hit 250 until Arcane River comes out. So like you don't have to really worry about that. Yes, yes. Paladin is a very, very good class. I think right now, even in like KMS, I think Paladin either does very similar damage to Hero, or I don't know if they do more, but they probably do very similar damage to Hero while also providing all the support that they do. So, you know, I just think they're a very good class. I mean, that class is nuts. Even in this game, they're nuts. I have a paladin mule. Just it literally just goes in and just buying stuff, right? I think there's like a lot of value on that. Just going in and buying. I mean, yeah, Dawnward is gonna be better than Fit Job, For you, what is the tier list? Honestly, I don't know. I would have to think about that. And I would only really have to like lay out all of the my thoughts and stuff like that. But the thing is, even if I give a tier list out, I don't think it would be very accurate because I don't know 100%. Um, I don't know 100% like every little small detail of every single class in this game. But I can give you like what I think about them. So it wouldn't be very accurate, but it's just like my thoughts on them. But just right now, I think that the Warriors are not really that good. I think Paladin is really good, but they do have low damage. Well, I think that if you play Paladin, you're not really playing it to solo bosses only. You're probably doing it because you're looking for like a budget class that's able to get into parties, and then that helps you like fund a little bit more than if you were just to play another class that provides no support. You don't think Warriors will get a bit of help? I think they might. I don't really know how they would do the balancing though. That's the thing. They're not gonna give any they're not gonna give any like classes any like new skills or anything like that. I'm pretty sure. I think they're just gonna tweak the numbers for some of the stuff. So, if they were to tweak something, they wouldn't tweak it by like more than 10%. I think they would tweak it at most like 10 to 15%. Can you carry me CRA? No, I cannot carry you CRA. That means that I would split my loot with you. It's not really worth it for me. Can't like Corsair can solo Vellum in 9K stats, Paladin need 13K. Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean the thing is the damage requirements in this game is just very, very unbalanced right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure like that freaking I mean, pretty sure Corsair is gonna get nerfed for sure. Yeah, that's not even I think that even if they were to only nerf Corsair, I think that's like not even that bad, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. All right, guys. I gotta end it here because I have stuff to do later on. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the stream. I will try to stream some more next week, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right. Peace out, guys. Peace out.